is advised. Viewer discretion is advised, my dogs. Chop City on the beat. Boy's a beast, man. Michael Flores, rest easy, my dog. Sancho Claus.
R.I.P. R.I.P. to the homeboy.
Rest in peace.
Dark.
Dark.
Damn.
My dog.
Damn. Dark, man. All right, let's go. Welcome to Hood Stocks, everybody. Sunday, fun day is what people call it. Sunday's been an actually very, very interesting day today. We got the FIFA Cup popping off.
Yep.
And I believe, what was the score on the game today? There's just
It was 1-0
1-0.
Yeah.
1-0. And who won?
in Spain's favor.
In Spain's favor.
Yes.
Okay. You know what? I just commented on a post that Ryan Garcia put up, the boxer Ryan Garcia.
Yeah.
And Ryan Garcia said, hey, guys, one of my three teams is winning, so bop, you know what I mean? Go Spain or something on the lines of that, you know?
Yeah.
And I left a comment and I said, you know what, Ryan, you're the first Mexican that I ever hear, claim their Spaniard bloodline.
Yep.
You know, because there's, who Spain was in the beginning days of colonizing, whatever you'd like to call it, everything that you should call it, right? A genocide, I mean, a lot of different things, right, that they did coming into Mexico, does not define who the people they are today.
100%.
Yeah.
I don't think it does, and I don't think there's anything wrong with if you went with Spain today. I don't think that means that necessarily, hey, you are pro colonizing, that you don't like, your Mexican heritage, and you're like only for Spain and this and that. Like, hey, we got some Spaniard blood in us, and that's the team we want to go for. Stop trying to make it something that is not. Mm-hmm. Got to root for someone, right?
You got to root for somebody,
right?
I got Spaniard blood in my DNA.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, all Mexicans do.
Yeah.
There's a small percentage. There's a big percentage, depending on, I don't know.
On how far south they are or were born.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then they get a little bit more close to Guatemala and a little bit more Indian, and they speak the different dialects.
But then you could probably have people pivoting. There's probably people in his comment section, which I didn't take time to read because, sometimes it's interesting, but sometimes there's too much toxic shit in comment sections.
Yep.
Yeah. Unless it's like funny, but obviously I already can anticipate what's going to be in the comment section. He's not a real Mexican. He's not this. He's not that. You know what I mean? Shame on you.
Yeah.
But shout out to Spain, bro.
Yeah.
They killing it.
It's a good game. Good game. I caught the end of it. I was at the range doing a private shooting. Woke up at 5. I was at the range till 1, and then drove real fast, and then caught the last bit of the regular time, and then overtime, and saw the goal. And it was a pocket of Argentinians, and then everyone else was rooting for Spain, and it was good to see.
Because they say that Argentinians are horrible people. Somebody was saying that. I mean, they're always going to say something, right? But are they considered within the Latino descent?
Lucky, can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
The makeup of Argentina is Italians, Spanish, and German. That's the entire makeup, and then they have an indigenous population that was pretty much wiped out to damn near extinction. There's still some of them over there. But Argentina's makeup is Italian, Spanish, and German, bro.
So that's why they have that high class-esque of Latinos. They consider themselves European.
Yeah.
That is why.
Okay. Because I read a comment. Shame on me for reading these fucking negative comments. Sometimes comments shine brighter than others, Yeah. But they were saying that we got to go for Spain because Argentinians are the worst Latinos in the freaking world.
Yeah.
During the whole cup thing is when all these videos start coming out of how, supposedly Argentinians feel and how they look down on everybody, especially Mexicans. And then then all of a sudden in my algorithm, I got videos of Argentinians, or like not the players, but they got the people with the jerseys on. They're like, what do you think about Mexicans? And they're like laughing about it. They're like, I don't even think about them, or they're nothing. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, first, these videos that they're like, oh, Argentinians don't like Mexicans. I was like, these people they're just rage baiting. They want clicks. And then this video pops up, and I'm like, oh fuck, this shit was real.
Stamped and confirmed.
And
One person said it.
And then we got it.
It's all it takes is one person to confirm a whole nation.
I was thinking about the last time I had an actual run-in with an Argentinian, and I remember I was on leave. I was still active duty, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, he's visiting. He's a ranger." And then they said something, and then they're like, "Oh, you're the special, I was like special operations." I was like, "I'm in the special operations community," and they're like, "Oh, really?" And then one of them was like, "You're not Mexican, are you?" And then the way they said it was a guy and girl, and I was like, "What? Yeah." And then they both were like, "Oh, okay." And I remember at the time I was like, "What?" And they're like, "Oh," somebody later on was like, "Oh, they're Argentinian." And I was like, so what? They don't think a Mexican can make it into the United States Special Operations community or what? But that's just one interaction. That doesn't mean everybody's like that. But I was just like, oh shit, man. I guess there was something that I didn't know about until FIFA.
Yeah, I didn't know about that till today, bro.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just stuck in this little Hoodstocks bubble right here. This small little community right here, which is big within our eyes and our.
Yes,
Anyways,
sir.
I want everybody to give it up. Third time back?
Yes, sir. Third time.
Army Ranger Angel Cortes is back around.
Man, I want to say at a time like this, man, and specifically my life, thank you for giving me a platform, because since the last time I saw you, well, for people that don't know, I've been trying to go on Hoodstocks, and I know you get dozens of messages, and I didn't actually get on until fast forward 2 years later, and it happened to be right a year ago when the ICE raids happened. I said something negative about ICE and in general everyone that's associated, and then ICE reached out to the training company that I worked at the time, and they wanted me to publicly apologize. I said I wasn't going to. We had a team meeting and I left, and then you had me back on, all right? And then since the last time you had me back on, which was almost a year ago, something like that, I've been on 4 other podcasts. 3 of them purposely have not dropped it. So thank you for willing to give me a platform and not being scared about what I will say or not say based on your sponsors. And because I know for a fact of the 4, 1 did get released, 3 didn't. One of them told me that's within that podcast, they're like, hey man, they wanted to cut some of the stuff you were saying in the middle and tell you that they took it out because they wanted the podcast to be shorter. So they only wanted your story, which is a good story of me being the first one born here, becoming a gang member, leaving the gang life, making it into the military, making it to the special operations community. You know, I spent some time in Iraq and Afghanistan. I pulled bombs through the roads with my bare hands, got out, decided to be a veteran advocate and a low-income community advocate. So they wanted to take that, cut all the stuff that I wanted to talk about, because that podcast is more of a law enforcement military 2A platform, so I would reach more of those people. They wanted to cut that, and then I was ending like, hey, I say all this, but at the end of the day, hey, I don't hate law enforcement. Law enforcement, that job is a tough job, because you don't get calls to come to barbecues or go to a party or have dinner. You get calls to see the worst of the worst, and they try to have to do the best. The vast majority are good, but there are some bad ones, and we got to call those bad ones out, because when it's bad, because you know they got the power. So they wanted to cut the middle out and strong. And then one of them I like, and I'm not gonna say anything, but maybe after seeing this they'll reach out. But I feel like, because based on who their sponsors were, they were like, oh, we can't drop this, man. Like, this literally goes against like our sponsors and what they represent and what they're trying to go to. It's not gonna be good for us. So they just didn't really say.
I mean, must have been some big paying sponsors.
Yeah.
Right. So basically, they were trying to edit your own words to fit their narrative.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know, it hit a different way, because like what I'm saying and what I said, I wish right now I sat here a year, because the ice raid started about a year ago in June, right?
Yeah.
I wish, now we're in July, so about a year. I wish I was here and I was wrong. And people can be like, see, Angel, you were wrong. But I was right. I was right about everything. How many people, how many lives have been fucked over? How many American citizens, they say, oh, we're trying to protect American citizens, we're trying to protect American citizens. How many American citizens have been hurt, killed? How many kids? It's the kids that hurts me the most. How many of these kids are traumatized because the resources are going into communities, and instead of uniting us, it's separating us and damaging communities that are already damaged by drugs, alcohol, violence, all that. And then now you add people with masks, and some of them look like you, and they fucking treat you like you're lower than them. It's not all of them, but I was right. When I went to Ed Caldron, also known as Manifesto, when I went on this podcast, all the stuff I said became true. And some of the stuff that I didn't say on this podcast, I'm going to say it now. It's already happening, and it's going to happen more. There is going to be a rise of alcohol and drug abuse in Border Patrol, ICE, and all these people doing this, because it's going to catch up to you. And some of it won't, because they're just terrible people. But it's going to catch up on you, and they're going to start killing themselves. They're going to start domestic violence. They're going to start doing all this stupid shit.
Self-guilt.
Self-guilt.
Yeah.
Like numb the pain type stuff, right?
100%.
Like, yeah.
And
because they did this shit all for a small paycheck.
100%. And when I said that, people would just send me messages of, hey, look at this. Was it Border Patrol or ICE agent did this shit in Long Beach, and then he killed himself, and then they're just sending me all this stuff. And I wish I was fucking wrong, but I wasn't.
You're absolutely right.
And it's based off experience. I've been really good for the most part. I do fail sometimes. I've been good at basing what I say and what I do off experience. And I have a lot of that. A lot. At a very young age. I joined the military at 17. I was a sergeant leading men in wars before I was even old enough to buy a beer. So, and then get out, go to college, go in that world, because that's its own world. You know, go to school to become a registered dietitian, which, by the way, I'm going to start school again next month. Trying to finish my bachelor's. I left my bachelor's needing only 2 classes, but because that job training people and what I was doing was so good, I could not finish 2 classes in 2 semesters. I failed because I was working with National Geographic. I was working with billionaires. I was flying to New York to train SWAT teams over there. I was doing all these big projects, and I was just not even physically in the area to attend class. So then I was like, yo, man, things are popping. School can wait. Little did I know that the company that I helped build, that I was the number 2, and I put 5 years in it, would and everyone attached to that basically everything would be cut off, and I would go from literally having stupid amount of money to my phone being cut off, being behind on my truck payments, that they're gonna repo my truck, deciding am I gonna pay for the house where we stay or food, okay, counting the number of miles so my wife can go to work and I can go to work, and then but if she goes to work, I don't have enough miles for me to go to work, all based on something that I said. I didn't say it in a nice way, but it was off experience, and I was fucking right.
Yeah, people don't like it when one man, a man in your position, your particular position in the community that you represent and that you've trained and worked side by side, they didn't appreciate you speaking from your heart. They didn't respect the words coming out your mouth, bro. They didn't realize that it would affect their very own community.
Yeah.
You know, everybody. It's interesting the way the mind disconnects itself from the heart with certain individuals. Like, instead of just like being like, hey, you know what? I get the brother right here. You know, I get it. You know, and we should be a little more empathetic. Maybe we should understand that not all of us comes from this side of the fence.
Yep.
You know, this man has been great to us. And we gonna cut his lifeline off of 5 minutes of podcast or of 5 minutes of a conversation, 10 minutes, whatever the fuck it was. Yeah, you didn't say it nicely, but you spoke from your heart, bro.
Yep.
It wasn't scripted. You spoke from your heart, man. And you know, us, this side of the community, we love you and we respect you, brother. You know, we don't care if sometimes, you know, what you do with the law enforcement, all that stuff. That's great, because then we know that there's a good guy that's training some other guys to potentially be good guys within, behind the badge in these cars out here, you know?
100%.
You know, because we need people like you, man. You know? It's just really unfortunate. How does it,
No, that's just fucked up.
Yeah, how does it make you feel, though, that in regards to, once again, you're in your backyard with the law enforcement, the law community,
yeah,
and they want to cut out, they want to screw and chop your podcast, bro? To me, like, it's really, that's got to be really disappointing, brother.
It was super disappointing. It was people that, I'm telling you, their kids will play with my kids. They cut ties. They didn't like what I said, and maybe in the future they'll be like, hey, you know what, this deal was right or whatever. But I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, it didn't hurt. Of course it hurt, bro, because I care about my kids. So who I associate my kids with and who I bring them into that circle, I would assume we were closer. I would assume we would have some understanding. And maybe if you don't even agree with what I say, what happened to, like, hey, you know what, I don't agree with you, but I'm not gonna disconnect with you based on everything. Like, everything you've done, everything you have done for this, because for their eyes, right? My service, all the veteran work, all that, they love that. But some words cut all that. They cut it away, and it meant nothing. So of course it fucking sucks, man. But what people don't know, and you know, if they didn't see it on the last podcast, bro, I've had sheriffs, I've had active duty special operation guys, I've had people from HSI reach out to me and be like, hey, man, thank you for what you're saying, because I agree and I can't say anything. And you if you can only see the things that I'm saying, that I'm seeing people say and do on all levels, you are right. And what's the company that interviews Border Patrol and ICE agents without, you know, like, showing them? What is it, like Dead Crab Films? So it's called like Dead Crab Films or something like that. But he interviews ICE agents, and then as he's doing all these ICE agents and Border Patrol and HSI, you know, anonymously, people will fucking send me it, like, look, bro, you were right. You said it on Hoodstocks. You were right. And I was like, yeah, of course I'm fucking right, because I was based it off experience and I know how that shit goes. So it does hurt, bro. But you know, since then I've been moving on. I've been, you know, like I last said, this year makes 10 years of me being out. The vast majority of my time I did spend my focus on veterans, because when I was active duty, I had heard like all the horror stories. When you're active duty, you're worried about that. You don't really care about anything else, right? My job was finding bombs. That's what I'm concerned for. But I knew going out, there was all these horror stories of like dudes falling into pills, alcohol, and killing themselves. And when I got out, I was like, fuck, man, I thought people were kind of blowing that out of proportion. That is true. I got to do something about it. I can bitch and complain about how the VA is failing us, the Veteran Affairs, or I can do something about it. And then after me going through my own storm, I realized, hey, I miss my community, so my unit and my purpose. So I got to find that, and I found that, and I would do these events, and that was where my heart was. But I was making more money going on podcasts and selling, you know, rash guards and doing all this and that and hats and shirts. I was like, hey, man, I can't help it but notice now that I've been here, what I left in Garden Grove, Santa Ana, Stanton, you know, where I mostly spend my time and my family and friends are living, it's still there. All those kids, all that troubled youth. So, hey, give away skateboards at Santa Ana Skate Park, give away toys, give away clothes, all this stuff. And my time has been there, but split between the veteran and you know, the low income community. And then after this, I'm like, hey man, I'll still do events for veterans, stuff like that, but my focus is my community, because what that side did, it did hurt. And then also, to be honest, bro, I've had special operation guys be like, look, bro, there's enough fucking foundations for veterans. Don't worry. Go help your community. So I've been doing that. And what I've noticed is some of the things that I noticed almost right away in the veteran world. And I'll say this again, and I'm going to keep saying it. If you are in the 2A veteran military world and you're selling something, you don't need 1 million followers. You can make thousands of dollars with like 10,000 followers, 15,000 followers. You know why? Because you can be a artist or whatever and have 1 million followers, but who are they? Are they kids, college pit kids, all this and that? They don't got money. If you have 15 or 5,000 followers, and I've seen this, guess what? Those followers are people who get paid no matter what on the 1st and the 15th, and they get fucking promotions by time, by, you know, grade, all this stuff, and they got money. So when I got out, I remember my last Muay Thai, I broke my foot. I was going to school. You get, what people don't know is your GI Bill benefits pay for your tuition, your books, and they also give you a housing allowance. Right now, it's a little over 4 Gs. So I'm going to get 4 Gs just to go to school.
Nice.
While I'm going to school. But what they don't tell you, and I didn't know, is that they don't pay you in between semesters. So you have to find these odd jobs. So I was delivering to a dispensary, like just delivering product. I broke my foot my last Muay Thai fight, so obviously I couldn't deliver. So I lost that job. And I made a post like, hey, fuck, man, I lost my job in between semesters. And one of the guys who I would follow his page, he was an active duty guy. He's like, hey, go to my screen printing shop in Sacramento, and they'll give you a job. And that job, that company doesn't exist anymore because COVID shut them down. But I was literally had my cast and then my boot, and all I did was sit in a fucking chair and fold shirts.
Wow.
In between semesters. And I would see these companies, I'm talking about sell out, make 500 shirts, and in 30 minutes, sell them out. And then they were doing it over and over. And they, as a civilian, you can buy certain firearm setups, right? But special operation guys only get certain setups. So I thought this was a special operations company. Yes, they never said they were special operations, but when you're alluding to the fact that this is a special operations community and you're selling to the community, you know what you're doing. So that, and then companies only wanted to work with me because they wanted the Ranger image in their products, in their Instagrams and all this and that. So now it's been a year. I've been more on this side, and I hate to say it. And I ask you the question, you know, I've been seeing some of that in our community. Making the money, selling products, selling shows based off raza, community, and all that. But where is the action? So where is the line of, okay, an artist, a streetwear company, a personality when should they just only make money, and then when is it kind of wrong because there's making money
So much money.
based off raza and community, but it's like you're not doing anything, bro. Like I remember I said that with the veteran world, and somebody reached out to me and they're like, hey, so and so company, you know how in their bio it says we help veterans? I know that they sell shirts and they just keep the money with themselves, so they're all veterans. So technically, yes, you're helping veterans,
They're helping themselves.
but you're helping themselves.
Yeah.
So I've been kind of seeing this, and I saw this already,
It's a savage world, bro.
and it bums me the fuck out. And I have no problem with people making their money. I'm not saying you have to be an advocate if you're selling anything raza based or anything like that. I'm just saying once you start making posts and videos about raza and all this and that, you're being disingenuous,
Ingenuous, correct.
and you know what you're doing, and you're getting paid, and I don't like that. Now, I honestly thought the fucking war guys, police officers was a tougher community. It's not. I think it's the street. I think it's streetwear, corridos, rappers. I think it's this world that it's going to be tougher for them to see what I'm trying to do. I'm not a threat to anybody. I'm not a competition to anybody. I don't think I'm better than you. I just know I have experience. I want to make this community better. What you're doing, I can make it better. You're talking about a world that goes about toughness and firearms and all this and that. I can make you better. I see your music videos. I see your photo shoots. As someone who is in that world, because you don't know any better, and that's not your fault, it doesn't look good.
You can show them the real tactical way of doing
I can
things.
show them, and then like for example, people bought into John Wick. Why? Because it was actual setups and it was actual good shooting, and the guy knew how to do it.
And he was trained by the best of the best.
And he was trained, right?
Yes.
And
by special forces, by Navy SEALs, Army Rangers.
100%.
Yeah.
So on your business side, if you don't want to be an advocate, fine. But on your business side, I can make your music videos better, your photo shoots better, and I can just make you as an individual, if you're in this world claiming that you're all this and that, I can make you better. I don't want to ever say, oh, I work with this person and that person, they fucking suck. That's not my job, and I'm not gonna do that. My job is to make you better. Guess what? Everything I ever did, I fucking sucked at in the beginning. Shooting, boxing, Muay Thai, grappling. Like, I was never good at any, I didn't do anything and I was good. I just went at it, stuck to it, and got better. So I can make you better. Now, on the advocate side, I'm not saying we shouldn't make these videos about raza and what's going on with immigration and all this and this and this and that. But it's like, it's been a year. Think about it. After the posts and the videos, what have you done? What has happened? Have you done anything? If not, maybe you don't know where to go, or maybe that's all you have. Like, you're that person or that company that I just want to do those videos about strength and doing this and doing that, but actually not take any action.
Yeah,
I like the likes, I like the money.
Yeah. I think that's the majority of advocacy within the social media realm is a post and arguing with people in the comments, bro, of why you're wrong and I'm right. You know, and that's very, very unfortunate. And me and you are a lot alike, bro, in different aspects. You know what I mean? In regards to, you said 10 years ago, you got out from serving military service. Well, about 13 years ago, I got out from the penitentiary, and we have done similar things. Like, you have advocated for veterans. I have advocated for individuals coming out the penitentiary, bro, and trying to give them a platform and connect dots behind the scenes to help them move forward in growth and change and just prosperity and just distancing themselves as far as possible from the old person they used to be, you know, and it's similar work. You know, it's similar work. And also, too, in regards to, like, just corporate entities, you know, if it's military, because you can consider that a kind of corporate world, right?
Yep.
If it's DHS, housing service in downtown LA, there's people that work within the social communities, like I'll use Skid Row for an example, that they can't speak on shit, bro. You know, and I've had people just like you that've reached out to you, they've reached out to me and they said, look, thank you for speaking on that because we can't speak on that.
Yeah.
you know, and it's just the way the world turns. And then also too to give you a little something about in regards to Latinos and saying, hey, this is based on, this is for the raza, this is for our people right here. And then you're saying, well, they're not giving out a certain percentage back to the streets, which they should if they're making in a crazy amount of money, right? Something should be given back to something that helps the streets or back to the Latino community somehow, some fashion, some form, right?
100%.
I agree with that. But also too, and which we do right here at Hoodstocks, bro. Like a lot of cats that come out the penitentiary, out the rip, most of the dudes, when you see me give them money, you know, it's $100, it's a cool $100. Hey, bro, it's what we can afford. The platform we can afford. We're a small mom and pop platform within this community. We're not we don't appeal to all races, you know, so that kind of keeps us a little bit boxed in, you know, and it is what it is. But we once upon a time ago said, well, if we're going to be boxed in, then we're going to have the most beautiful box in the motherfucking city, you know what I mean? We're going to make this motherfucking a 3-story box, dog, you know what I mean? With all the amenities. You know, and so my point that I'm trying to make is that Latinos are barely seen within the music industry. They're barely seeing money, bro. Real money. Yeah. Barely, bro. This is new, dog. This is new. J.O.P., you know what I mean? The Pesos, Bravo the Bag Chaser. Like these are young brothers right here too that I'm talking about. We are barely seeing money for the first time in the world because we've been the bottom of the totem pole in regards to the music industry, the acting world, but finally we're seeing a little ray of light in the music industry, and now Latinos are kind of like a hot commodity. They're doing things. I was watching Cut Community, and there was this, it's not something that I watch, respect to them brothers on what they do, but a clip came through, and it's funny to hear that the conversation that was being had is them saying that Mexicans are just using us for a stepping stone, and then once they get up there, they don't give back. Well, okay, now we are part of the conversation somehow, some way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like it, bro, because once upon a time ago, that wasn't even a part of the conversation.
100%.
Now we are part of the conversation, dog. You know what I mean? Now I like to hear their gripe. You know what I mean? Respectfully, I respect it, dog. If this is how you brothers feel, that now that the blacks are giving the Mexicans an alley-oop, and if this is the music industry, I believe they're referring to, damn, it's about time. We are part of this conversation, you know? And it's about time that now they might feel a little the way Latino raza has felt for so many years.
100%. And I think we're barely realizing our purchase power.
Yeah.
Right? And you might say, hey, you know, but I don't have a lot of money. Maybe I spend a couple dollars, you know, a couple $100. But collectively, that is a lot of money. We all spend a couple $5 here to $100, $500. But if it's thousands of us are using that much, that is power. And I think we're barely realizing our power there. And the fact that we've been taught, because if your parents are like my parents, they're illegal. They're not going to protest. They keep their heads down and they work. They're going
to stay out the way.
And now, boom. Now, guess what? Those kids are old. It's me. And now, guess what? Sometimes people say, why are you saying anything? You were born here. I'm like, bro, because I'm speaking for the people who can't.
You're speaking for your parents,
yes.
Brother. Yes.
Bro, when the protest, when the ICE raids first started, I was literally training cops. I told the number one in the company, hey, man, I hate to put you in this position, but I'm going to go protest. And I went to go protest. I took my kids, and I was walking around, and my homies from that department reached out. They're like, hey, are you? Or somebody told me you're in the protest. I was like, yes, I am. Right? And this is before it really started picking up. And as we're going to the streets, everybody, every construction worker, every gardener, bro, if you can see their fucking eyes, they wanted to cry. Because they know we weren't protesting for us.
We're protesting for them. Yes.
And so people, if they don't understand that, maybe because you weren't raised that way, but for us, family means something. Community means something. Them making that sacrifice for us to have a better life, that means something. My dad, growing up, he never fucking flew an American flag. He never told me, hey, wear white and blue shorts. You know what he told me almost every fucking day? This land, you can do something here. This country, you can be better than me. You have to do it better than me. You can do whatever you want here. So growing up, that's what was in my head. Not red, white, and blue, red, white, and blue. No, it was here in this country. You have an opportunity to do whatever you want, do things better than your parents, and be somebody so you don't have to struggle like them. And what I've come to learn is so many people that live here, they are willing, and it's easier for them to wear a shirt with the American flag on it and wear the red, white, and blue shorts and wave the big flag and have a flag tuxedo on the 250 year of 4th of July and all this and that.
Never seen that
They're
one.
willing to do that.
Yeah.
But guess what they don't do is every single day do something that makes them, their community, physically healthier, stronger, and the country more united.
They got to guard their riches, brother. They got to guard their riches. You know what I mean? Once you are a part of that privileged upper echelon of individuals, well, we got to guard our gold. We have to guard our treasure chest.
Yeah.
You know, and I just think it just comes with the territory. This is the greatest country in the world, but it's the greatest country in the world with a lot of obviously defects, a lot of just obviously problems within the system, but it's not problems for the upper echelon of people.
100%. And I love this country. People will be like, hey, how come you don't wave about this country's flag? And I don't argue with people online. Some people just do it for me. They'll be like, he literally has a U.S. flag tattooed on his hand. He was literally an Army Ranger. He went to Iraq and Afghanistan. And this is what and obviously you don't know what you don't know. And from this side of we'll call it the streets, a lot of channels and stuff like that lean to the left. I feel like I see the comments and I see the videos, and it's almost like they are telling me something that we didn't figure out. You don't think we lived all that and realized, hey, you know what? I don't like the government. I'm not sure if people know this, but there's not dozens or hundreds, there's thousands of veterans that do not trust this government, that don't like this government, that when they wave the flag, it has to do with, hey man, you fought with me, we got home together, they don't like us. At the same time, was there old rich white dudes getting rich? Fuck yes. But there's this opportunistic situation where, hey, guess what? There is such a thing as extremists that don't like us, and they're never gonna like you just because you're not them. You're not Muslim. And what people don't know is even within the Muslim, they fucking kill each other. Because in Iraq, they were smoking each other because you're not the right Muslim.
Yeah.
So people are like, oh, fucking baby killer, invader, colonizer, all this stuff. It's like, first of all, I didn't kill any babies. There is civilian casualties in every single war.
Yeah.
We don't go over there and our mind is, let me kill a kid.
Fuck no.
Let me kill a woman. We joined for multiple reasons. And I feel like more, I joined because my family, my mom signed up for every state and federal benefit that they could for us because we were born here. So I grew up on government cheese. So when the country got attacked, I saw this as an opportunity to pay back this country for everything they have given my family. The backpacks, the clothes, the food. This is my time. Let me pay this back. And even my parents would tell me, hey, oh, you want to join? And I was like, yes. And I said I wanted to join since I was 12. I didn't know I was going to make the war. I made it, right? Because I joined at 17. They were like, oh, you know what? This is your opportunity to pay for what the country has given us. And I was like, yeah, I know. People join for a lot of reasons. Because joining, I got my wife citizenship. I got my mom her citizenship. Don't you think that was on my mind too? You think I was like, let me go kill a baby? No, it was, this is my opportunity to get my mom papers. Okay, I can get my wife papers. I put my sister through culinary art school. I mailed my fucking debit card before I shipped off to Iraq, and I told my mom, I was like, hey, this is my pin on the 1st and the 15th. I get paid, take it. I don't need anything. While people racked up 30 G's plus because you don't spend any money out there, I only came back with the check they gave me a few days before I flew out.
You were taking care of your family, baby.
Yes.
Sheesh. Come on, man. Let's go. It's a real one right here, man. Loves his family. Take care of his family.
But people are like, oh, you're this and this.
I didn't get a dime from that debit card, bro, but I love you for that, dog. Straight up, dog. I feel like I was getting paid too by you just sharing that story, dog. Like the heart for family, man. The sacrifice one child will make for just the gratitude and appreciation of parents, bro, that brought them to the country, said, hey, bro, bam, do it better than us, man. You got the opportunity. This is the land of the motherfucking whoop-de-whoop-whoop, and you gonna make the money right here. We made the sacrifice, now you bop, and you paid it forward, brother.
100%. And then this is one thing, I hope more veterans talk about it. Look, a part of it, for some others, it might be the whole part, the whole reason they joined, but for me, a part of it, you know what it was?
What?
I didn't give a fuck why we were gonna go. I knew somebody there was willing to fight and fucking kill me, and I wanted to go and test my warrior spirit. Why is it that from the beginning of the time, what's the number one genre of movies? Action, right? You're talking Gladiator, World War II. You're talking all this. We are so fixated on Batman and Superman. What are they doing? Fucking people up. Yeah, they're doing it for the good, but don't get it twisted. They're fucking people up. The Ninja Turtles, Street Fighter, they're fucking fighting. There's something in us about this fight warrior spirit. Don't fucking tell me you watch Batman because A, B, and C. It's because he's fucking people up.
Yeah.
All right. The war movies.
A real young man growing up is always gonna daydream about fucking some people up.
100%.
I mean, if you're daydreaming about doing your fucking sister's hair, bro, get the fuck out of here, dog.
100%.
We don't need you.
And then in our history, there is a lot of fighting. And even within people that look like us, just because you weren't part of this tribe or you lived on this part of the land and whatever, there was fighting. So a piece of me wanted to go and be like, okay, yeah, you fucking obviously killed some people. I don't know them. I feel like they're on my team because I live in this country. Let's fucking go. So when people try to fucking shit on me or whatever, it's like, bro, if you don't just say you're a coward. Okay, you don't come at me and be like, oh, well, fucking down on you for doing the thing that we all daydream about when we were kids.
100%.
Now, you get there, you fight, and then you realize, oh, man, not every Muslim is bad. Some of them are helping us. And then you see them killing each other and killing each other's women and children because you Americans think like an American. That's not how the world thinks. They don't think I gotta kill the man. No, they think I'm gonna kill you and everybody because then your kids come after me. Your cousins, your little cousins, they come after me. So they're wiping each other out, and then you realize, what the fuck? They're killing each other. Some of them are working with us. My friends are dying, but at the same time, you see contractors doing all this stuff, and why is everything this company, and why are these people making so much money? There's so much going on. So now, time has passed. I'm not the only one. There is a lot from people from the left, from here, from the streets and all this, who think more like you and agree like you. You spit something that you saw on a YouTube video or you read in the book or you saw an Instagram video, but guess what? We lived it. And because we lived it, we agree with you. But you're not going to get us on our side when you talk all this shit. So if you're just going to talk shit and all you care is about likes, then keep doing what you're doing. But if you want change and you want action, don't you think the people who lived it and have experience should be on your side? So besides the money, before I get away with it, because this isn't about money, about what, people who have platforms and shows and artists and streetwear companies and all this and that. Also, this is to everybody. It's been a year. I know it because I like those videos too, and I reshared some of those videos too, and they would get hundreds of thousands of views. So we were about strength, unity, change, and I ask you, what have you done in the last year? Are you physically stronger, mentally stronger? Have you hit the books? Have you united your family? Have you done some community work or anything? And if you haven't, then guess what? You're just liking the fucking video and picture, and you're just resharing. And nothing's ever gonna happen because no change is gonna happen off just likes and shares.
Coffee pot politicians, man. Instagram fucking what do you call them? Advocators. I mean, there's so many names to name these soulless individuals that just do absolutely nothing, but they're super loud behind a screen. And it's a problem that I had with since the beginning. I mean, if you're gonna talk this shit, make sure you walk that too. There's just a difference. Not everybody is made the same, and it's discouraging at times too, because some of the loudest people on social media with the biggest fucking numbers are really doing absolutely nothing, but in their mind they're like, well, I'm utilizing my platform with this message. But a lot of people, sometimes I can consider that, or some people can consider that, being a cell soldier, behind bars. You're in one cell next to me, I'm in the other cell next to you. I mean, this is a terminology that I'll use, and I'm talking about how I'm gonna whoop your motherfucking ass, dog, but there's a cell door between the both of us, you know what I mean? So it's just like a lot of talk and no fucking action. And right here at Hoodstocks, I mean, we give the action too, and you give the action. 100%. And that's why we family, bro. We connect, because regardless of the special forces community, the street community, it doesn't matter. Two men with the same thought process, or the dog in them, is going to respect each other and is going to acknowledge that, hey man, yeah, we are a lot alike, and we are, we need more people like you, brother.
I tell people, the difference between when I was a gang member and how we saw each other and our mentality versus when I was in the special operations community? You know what the difference was? Nothing. The same. It was, hey, you got my back, I got your back, fuck them. Yeah. Hey, shit's about to pop off. It's them, not us.
Us against them.
Yes.
Mentality.
So when I'm overseas and I'm doing all this, and I'm like, bro, you guys talk just like us. Yeah. And you guys act just like us. And you guys are strapped up just like us.
Just a bunch of thugs.
And what the fuck? But look, I get it. I am not the average person. And it took me a while to admit this. And for one reason or the other, people will not listen or refuse to listen. They'll see something like in my bio, gang member, and then automatically, because it said former gang member, they refuse to listen, even though all the advocate work I done, donated a kidney, community work, fought in two countries and 2 wars, they will not listen. And then on the reverse, they're like, oh, fuck yeah, dude, this dude's fucking former gang member, he's cool, he fights, he's fought in the ring, he's fought on the mats, he shoots, hell yeah. And then it'll be like, oh, former Army Ranger, oh no, fuck that, I'm not gonna listen to him.
Well, we respect that on the street side. We'll have 100% more respect for your bio, right? Yeah. But in regards to the other side, special forces, law enforcement, all the above, that's obviously frowned upon, of you having that in your bio, because you are representation of them.
100%.
And that is kind of like a scar to the history of the man, of you.
Yeah.
They don't like that.
Yeah.
Instead of them appreciating, hey man, this dude came from this, and he came up and he was a big dog with us over here. He's training us, so on and so forth. I mean, it's interesting, brother. It's really interesting to me, especially when I try to wrap my mind around it. But I can't wrap my mind around individuals are what I don't understand. I don't understand their thought process. I understand my thought process, but at the end of the day, we all think that our thought process is the legitimate process, the correct way of thinking,
But that's the thing. Like, look, there's some things that I'm set in stone for, but there's others that I have changed my mind throughout the years, and it's based off experience. And I've always been this way. There's some, like, for example, growing up, my grandma, I love my grandma. She taught me a lot of valuable lessons that I still use in how I am today. But one of the things my grandma told me was, who you marry better be Mexican, and they better be Catholic. And if I listened to my grandma, and because she said everyone else is bad, I wanted to marry my wife, because my wife is not Mexican. She's half Mexican, half Italian. And she's not Catholic. She's Christian. Her family's more that way Christian. So I had to admit, hey, grandma's wrong. I love her. But how she talks about this and what she taught me, that's not right. Because my wife is not 100% Mexican Catholic, and she it seems to
great
me
person.
like a great person that I want to spend the rest of my life with. And same with other things, you know, like I've changed my mind, and it's like, yo, when I say something, I do understand. So some people are married to this idea, so therefore, if I say something against it, they think I'm attacking them.
Married to an idea. I like the way you said that, bro.
But I'm not attacking them. I'm just saying that's not correct. Like, you know, so you
Shouldn't
got
be married to any idea.
100%. I think some are like, hey, bro, like, yeah, 100%.
I mean, certain ideas are legitimate. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe the belief in your savior, or you know what I mean, religious wise. I mean, to a certain point. I mean, even that's tricky, bro. But being married to an idea, I don't know, bro. It's a lot of people are married to ideas.
I think a lot of this stuff comes with growth, though, and like as you get older, you start being able to see different viewpoints, and you've encountered different things in life, so it helps you have a broader picture. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. You know, like one of my first team leaders told me something that he's like, hey, Cortes, because it's all by last name. He's like, hey, Cortes, you have a rare ability that's going to take you far in life. And I was like, what? He goes, you have the ability to shut the fuck up, listen, observe, and learn.
Yeah.
And I've always been that way. I don't tell myself, like when I go into a new situation, I don't go, hey, shut up and just learn. I just feel
You
like
just observe, right?
that's what I do.
Yeah.
You know, like since I've been on this side of more time, I go to the lowrider shows, you know, Suavecito events, this and that. And I've met some people, and within that world, they are somebody, and then later on, you know, I just shake my hand. I don't tell them who I am. Sometimes I do, but most often than not, I don't. And then later on,
Yeah,
they're like,
you're not walking around with military
Yeah.
gear on and shit, right? I mean, fucking full fucking threads of
Camo.
and shit.
Camel gear.
later on, they're like, oh shit, bro, like you do fucking dope shit. I'm like, well, you know, when I first met you, I was just kept my mouth shut because I want to observe. This isn't my world, bro. You know, like if you want to talk about, hey, fixing a car, plumbing, handyman work, whatever, guess what? I'm gonna shut the fuck up because I don't know that. But you know what I do know, and it's just this is my story, and I didn't like it at first. Is since I was little, just combat, violence, being abused as a kid, the gang life, war, coming out, fighting in the ring, on the mats, going through the mental struggle, which at some point that finding out who I was later on after that, after spending 8 years, and it's 8 years of my adulthood,
Yes.
then being like, who are you? That was a big battle, and that's my world. I wish it wasn't, but that's what it is. That's what I know, and I'm trying to use my experience to better us.
But that's all the stuff that molded you into the person that you are today, though.
100%.
Because without any of them experiences, I don't think you'd be the person you are right now.
Well, he
100%.
sees both sides of the fence.
Yeah,
dog.
he's been there.
He's experienced it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He's experienced poverty. I mean, he's first generation.
Yeah.
You know, and then he's experienced the other side of the fence, which is a lineage of individuals that have probably been here forever. You know what I mean? And have a lot of, like, their fathers were probably in
Yes.
the military.
Yes.
You know, and so it's a crazy lineage. I mean, bro, come on.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because before I forgot because sometimes people think because I go on these podcasts, like I'm somehow good at public speaking, and
You're
I'm
great
always
at
sharp.
public speaking, bro.
There's some point I don't listen to my podcast. I used to in the beginning, but then I'm like, fuck, I should have said this like that, and I forgot to say this, and then I fucked that up, and I forgot. So I don't listen to them. But so sometimes I remember some things I want to say. That right there, the special operations community, the vast majority have been white. So that special operations mindset, work ethic, dedication, those tricks and trades that you think are special, but almost anybody can achieve. When they get out, where has all that experience and knowledge gone? To those communities respectively, because they're the majority. Now I am here saying, hey, I have that mindset. I have that work ethic. I have all this stuff. I used to say I've talked to hundreds. It's fucking not been hundreds for a long time. It's thousands. I've spoken to thousands of gang members, former gang members at this point. If you guys don't know what sunburst is, I've gone and talked to those kids. I've gone I've talked to people online. I've talked to people at churches.
What is your message when you talk to, say, like ex-gang members? And I apologize for cutting you off.
No, you know what I tell them? I was like, look, you may not know me. I may not know your struggles, but guess what? We probably have similar struggles. And I've been where you're at. And let me tell you something. It's not going to be easy, but if you work hard and you get out of it and you start moving in the right direction, you, as corny as it sounds, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You can. Because I remember growing up, before I was a gang member, I was like, I want to be a pro skater. But then I would see like 7-year-olds like P-Rod and Nigel fucking doing all this shit, and I'm like, well, I can't be a fucking pro skater. Look at him. This fool's 7 and I'm 12 and I can't even keep up with him. But if I would have known what I know now, I would have been like, bitch, let him fucking do all that. I'm gonna work and I'm gonna be a pro skater.
I think the belief system is very fractured within the inner city. Like the belief system, like it's not instilled within them.
100%.
The failure system is like, oh fuck it, you know what I mean? It's cool to drink. My Theo right here, he's always drunk, but he's funny as fuck. He's got the greatest jokes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna aspire to be like the drunk Theo. Like the belief system, the motivation, everything within that realm of conversation is severely fractured. And us as adults now, we got to do better, dog. We got to do better.
100%. And that's why I'm here. I remember when I first started helping out, I people would reach out to me and be like, hey, bro, no offense, but you're small. So how did you make it into the special operations community? It's 2026 now. Now there's YouTube channels that literally tell you what to buy, what gear to buy, what to train, what to eat, all this stuff. But back then, when I first got out, 2016, there wasn't all that. So all people saw was like my combat footage, because it's gotten millions and millions of views. They would be like, hey bro, no offense, you're small. So how did you do it? So I would freaking type these messages. And then sometimes I'd be like, bro, give me your number, call me, because I'm at the playground with my kid. I want to be present, but I don't want to give you a half-ass answer. Give me your number. And I would call them. And, you know, my wife would be like, hey, you got to be present. And I'm like, I know, but I want to help him. And then one day I was like, hey, do I really want to be that guy? And she goes, well, if you don't help, you know that's not you.
Yeah.
So, look, I'm not here for the fucking money. I've lost the money. I gave up the money to speak for people who can't fucking speak off experience, and people try to downplay me. To this day, not one military LEO person or company has gone after me. You know why? Because they're like, he is right. And he has seen us do things that contradict what we're saying. So when some people are like, oh, you got to do it legally. I'm like, bro, bitch, I fucking seen you break state and federal laws. What the fuck are you talking about? Do it legally. Now, I got to help. Some of the people who've helped me the most, 2 people, there's a lot, but 2 people specifically, I would ask, like, hey, man, how can I help you? And they didn't want time. They didn't want money. You know what they told me? Just pay it forward. In the moment where it was life-changing help, I'm like, bro, you don't want anything? And they're like, just pay it forward. And then my dead homies, I know they can't hold their kids. I know they can't kiss their wife. And I think that's what people don't almost see. And I feel like I'm cheating because I have that experience, and it drives me to keep going. And I can't stop. Some people are like, hey, you got to do a nonprofit. All this work that I've done has not been through a nonprofit. That's just me fucking giving the money out. And they're like, you got to do this. And somebody came to my house and they're like, oh, you live in a 3-bedroom apartment, bro? I thought you had a house. And then later on, I was like, why'd you say that thing about the apartment? They're like, well, I thought you were established and then decided to go help people. And I was like, no, the time to help is now. And people don't realize that. I really feel that because I've experienced death in the gang world. You know, I had a homie, he was from a different gang, but he was a homie, and he was literally in my house a couple of days, and next thing you know, he got fucking smoked. And then my homies overseas are getting smoked. So I know that, hey, I understand why people say, hey man, you gotta worry about yourself, get a house, do a nonprofit. But my head is like, bro, what makes you think that tomorrow is promised?
Do you have a house?
I don't.
You're in an apartment?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, because I grew up poor. Like my wife and I have different upbringings. She'll be like, oh, you know, you gotta share a room. I was like, babe, I never shared a room. I slept on the floor in the living room.
So I shared the living room.
I had this, bro. In the
Shared a room with a TV and a sofa.
No, we didn't even have a TV. We didn't even have a sofa. If we had it wasn't all bad. We had some good years, but bro, I remember one day we were eating top ramen, and my mom was frying the
bologna,
the green bag burritos.
Okay, yeah.
Because we didn't have an oven.
Pretty good.
And bro, I remember thinking, bro, we're balling.
Yeah, right?
We're doing good right now, right?
We got 2 movies from the fucking movie rental.
Yeah.
Mom's making this. We're good. And I had a blast. Bro, growing up.
You know what you don't know sometimes, you know what I mean? Don't hurt at the time.
Yeah, that's what helps though.
Straight up.
If you've never had it before, how do you miss it?
And that's from being from humble, bro. Like, this dude is a gem, bro. This dude is a one of a one right here, and everything that he spits, man. Like, man, bro, I love it, bro, and I love you, bro. And I feel like we're barely scratching the surface, dog. And I want to run advertisement right now.
Yeah. Do you
bro, I got a lot more. I think you got time today?
I got nothing but time.
Okay, let's do it. Let's run advertisement. We'll be right back with Angel Cortes. Let's go.
Left, right, left. Hold. Right, base. Goonies, who run these streets? I don't think they can hear you, my dogs. Who run these streets? Ain't no paid actors around here, my dogs. Ain't no Instagram models, and ain't no internet bangers. Nothing but the streets, baby. Nothing but the realists. These are the streets. We are the streets. And out here, when we run these streets, there's only one brand on our back, and that's Pro Club, baby. Goonies, what we got on our back? Pro Club! One more time for the suckers in the back. Pro Club! It's Pro Club, baby. Don't play with this shit. We out here. Pro Club!
Looking for some good quality cannabis? I mean, killer quality cannabis. Hit up the folks at Killakush. They specialize in bringing the best quality from OG to exotic. They
got it all, baby.
I want you to follow them on Instagram at killakush.official, at killakush.official, or hit them up at Drip Fits Apparel in the city of Whittier for the latest Killa Kush merch drops, located at 13800 Leffingwell Road in the city of Whittier. Check it out. Killa Kush is our #1 sponsor, man. They go to bat for us through thick, through thin, up, down, one of our oldest sponsors. Please, if you need that medicine, go to Killa Kush, my dogs. Please, go to Killa Kush. Support the ones that are supporting us. Killa Kush, baby, let's go. Calling all bakers and chefs. Upgrade your kitchen with Origin Bakery and Restaurant equipment. Top quality ovens, mixers, and more at unbeatable prices. Perfect for your next culinary creation. Visit Origin today at 10441 Rush Street in the city of South Omani. Once again, that is 10441 Rush Street, South Omani. Or check them out online, Origin Bakery Equipment. Their phone number, matter of fact, just reach out to him right now. Let me give you his direct phone number. That's 626-579-3580. And follow them on Instagram at Origin Bakery Equipment LLC. Thank you, baby. You want to get out that apartment? You ready to buy yourself a crib? You're tired of giving your money to that bum-ass landlord, that slumlord? Check it out. When you buy yourself a house, instead of giving the money to the slumlord, you're actually putting the money back in your pocket through the mortgage. A lot of people think that, man, I'm not in the position to buy a house. You never know, bro. And for free right now, you can call my boy Andrew. He helped me buy a crib, dog. Can you imagine that? This fool Lucky got a house. He owns a house. Yes, I do, dog. And this is the dude that helped me get the crib. His name is Andrew Quesada at Prime Equity Mortgage. Call him right now or text him right now at 626-825-6565. And you also can find him on Instagram or TikTok at AndrewQuesada.homeloans. Check it out, my dogs. This is free. You can text them. You can DM them right now. The phone number's right here. Reach out to the boy Andrew, man. That's my dog right there. He's an honest dude. You can trust him. He's taking care of all of Southern California. Tap with him. You best believe when you got a Hood Stocks podcast, when you got a Hood podcast and it's called Hood Stocks, you never know what can go wrong. So you best believe we got the best criminal defense attorney on retainer. His name is Doug Sherrod. And if you'd like to reach out to him, you can find him at KingKongLawyer.com. Casey?
KingKongLawyer.com.
Tap in, my dogs. The best in the West. He used to be a district attorney, bro, but he got tired of the unfair politics on that side of the fence, so now he's going to bat on this side. You had a bad weekend. Tap in once again, Casey.
KingKongLawyer.com.
Let's go. Hey, I'd like to give a shout out to Antonio and Ashley out of the Midwest in Des Moines, Iowa. The store is called Melrose Fashion. Melrose Fashion in Des Moines, Iowa. Midwest, stand the fuck up. Yeah, man. We got sponsors out of the Midwest, man. And shout out to you. Shout out to Antonio. Shout out to Ashley. Okay, check it out. They got all the West Coast streetwear from Shaka Wear, Ben Davis, Dickies, Levi's, 501, FB County, SDL, and so much more. This is the one-stop shop to get G'd up from the feet up, baby. You're going to go to a concert. You're going to take baby out. I mean, you're going to go to a wedding, man. You want to get creased up, G'd up, all that good shit, man. Hey, this is the spot to go to, man. And they also have a clothing line, Melrose Boulevard. If you're in the area, I want you to go to 3850 Murley Hay Road inside the Murley Hay Mall in Des Moines, Iowa. Shout out to Des Moines, Iowa, man. I love my homies out there. Check them out too. And peep game, if you're not in the Midwest, no worries, my dog. Wholesale, best prices in the game. I want you to go to melrose-fashion.square.site. Melrose-fashion.square.site. Once again, come on, let's say it together. Melrose-fashion.square.site. Thank you, Pepita. And also, too, I want you guys to follow my Instagram at Melrose_fashion_DMI. Let's go. Peep game, man. We have the best tattoo artists in the Southland, baby. Gangland, baby. Don't play with this shit, dog. This is my dog, Oscar, man. His work is simply amazing, in Casey's words. Simply amazing. Line work, portraits. The man is a beast at the black and gray, man. He's got that soft shading, baby. You know what I mean? He got that West Coast, that LA motherfucking up. Don't play with this shit. I want you to hit up my boy. You tell him Hoodstock sent you. He's going to give you the deal of the century. Matter of fact, text him right now or call him 626-722-2898 or DM him right now on Instagram at
art_driven_Oscar.
Thank you, Casey. Thank you, my dog. Hoodstocks has got a special announcement. All right, for anyone that's struggling or knows someone that's struggling with any kind of mental health or any drug addiction, alcohol addiction, check it out, man. We just partnered up with Strive Forward Recovery, located in the San Fernando Valley. You can hit them up right now at 818-812-8455 for any questions you might have. They work with anyone in the entire U.S., from the East Coast to the West Coast. The doors are open for you. All races, all colors. But I'm going to tell you this is Latino owned. So if you're Latino, hey, Latinos taking care of Latinos. It's a beautiful home in the city of Studio City, nestled in a very upscaled neighborhood, swimming pool. They have all the programs. I just had a tour of the facility and it's absolutely amazing. If I have any loved ones or friends, I'm most definitely going to be sending them there. You can, if you don't want to call the phone number and you just want to hit them on the DM, you can do that too. And their Instagram is at Strive Forward Recovery. Let them know that Hoodstock sent you, man, and they're going to take care of you. Thank you. Got broken, unused, old, or unwanted jewelry sitting around? Whether it's gold or silver, D. Leo, the jeweler, is buying now and paying top quality. Whether it's broken, whether it's scrap, chains, rings, watches, whatever you got, fast and free quotes. He's going to give you top dollar, dog. Don't play with it. My boy D. Leo, the jeweler, is the only jeweler that I mess with, man. He does custom jewelry. He's got wholesale prices. The boy is the absolute plug. D. Leo, the jeweler. Follow him on Instagram. Once again, that's D. Leo, D-A, jeweler. Follow him on Instagram, or you can call or text him right now at 213-259-7646. Tap in with the big dog. Hey, what's up, my dogs? Let me just do this right here. You know, you know you're hanging with an old dude. I'm 49. I'm gonna be 50 coming up. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Next week's my birthday. I'll be 49 too.
Yeah, happy birthday to Rick, man. I'm trying to think. What are you gonna do for your birthday, Rick?
I don't know yet, bro. I've still been kind of in the air with it, just kind of,
Well, let's go get dinner. Your lady, my lady. Let's go
Well,
get
I'm down
dinner.
for sure. We can do that.
Yeah,
soon.
let's go get dinner, bro.
Yeah,
Let's
we
get
can
dinner
do
for your
that soon.
birthday, bro. 100%, dog. I
Yeah.
mean, Big 49 is a big accomplishment, especially in this free world. And,
You already know.
and speaking of free world, I've been going to Bass Pro Shop lately, right? You know what I mean? Because,
I
I'm
see your
just...
first.
The AC is nice.
The AC is beautiful, bro. I was there a few days ago to pick
Only
up
for the AC.
to pick up something from my boy Vic, right? And anyways, so I saw a shirt, bro, but I guess it's a military thing. But they had these shirts that were just like really like it had a camo on it and it says freedom on it. You know what I mean? And so when I see freedom, I think of freedom for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for
freedom
sure.
for the homies out the penitentiary. And I was like, damn, babe, this is a dope ass shirt. You know what I mean? I think I'm gonna buy it. And she's like, well, it says freedom. And I said, yeah, I know. And she goes, well, not everybody is experience the freedom right here. And I said, damn, you're right. I can't buy that shirt because I've made Hoodstock shirts that said freedom, but in regards to freedom out the penitentiary and living your best life, making a change, being the best individual human being you can be now and, with your freedom. But so I didn't buy this shirt because obviously it was probably like a military shirt.
I'm gonna give you one of mine, bro. I'm telling you, the
Freedom
freedom
is
is priceless, bro.
Yeah, I'll wear it,
Like,
bro. Where can people buy that from you?
They're
at?
gonna be able to get it from me soon, bro.
What about the salute shirt?
I'm gonna start doing a lot of different things. I got stuff coming, I was over here during the whole when we ran the ads. I had Casey in a headlock trying to get him to pull up on me over there to get my shit going. You know what I mean?
Rick's got a whole channel cracking off,
Yeah.
reactions, everything, and something that I've been pushing him to do and
he's
advocating
been
for a long
pushing me
time.
to do this stuff, and I already bought all the stuff. I just been away so long, so I'm not really good with the computer.
The
and
technical
stuff.
shit.
Yeah, the tech stuff.
The tech stuff,
And
yeah.
it's literally all
But-
tech stuff.
Yeah, and it's literally all tech stuff. And
That's all it is.
Rick is literally illiterate when it comes to the tech
Facts.
stuff. Yeah.
I won't even lie about
That's
that.
why he
Yeah.
had me in the headlock because I was
Yeah,
like,
that's
dude,
why I had him in the
no.
headlock. I was hitting him in the ribs. I was
Because
in
Casey understands how much work is involved in it.
Yes, and I was
For someone that is illiterate to it.
Yes, it makes it really hard.
And I say that respectfully to you.
No,
bro.
no,
Yeah.
100% though. But that's what's taken me so long to get the ball rolling. I know a lot of people start off with just their phone and they're like, bam, hey, follow me, I got it.
So much easier, honestly,
You know?
Rick.
Stop,
I know
that's
it
what I'm
is.
telling you, it is.
Yeah,
I know it
you
is.
get an app that chops it. I mean, it's so much easier for you to start on your phone and upload it.
I think I'm gonna start just even probably pushing some of that. But I try to go the bigger route.
The bigger route. But you got to take baby steps sometimes. You are Rick bought all the equipment.
Yeah, I bought all the equipment and I've been buying it little by little. So the whole thing is I have been taking baby steps, but I need to start speeding them up.
Yes.
And just like I seen Casey earlier,
Execution.
walking his son around in
Yeah,
here.
execution.
You know what I mean? I need to get that going. So,
Toby, please.
you
Baby
know,
steps.
if you guys don't see Casey over here one day, that's because I choked his ass out.
Because I told Rick, dude, let me out of this fucking house. He's like, no, not until it's all set up.
Yeah, get me going, Casey. He's like, you don't even got the TVs on the wall.
I'm like, you don't even know how to turn the computer on. How are we going to do this?
Yeah,
But
so-
salute, man. We back. Let's go, Lux.
so check it out. We are also sponsored by Blue Box Peptides, blueboxpeptides.com. You know what I mean? And blueboxpeptides.com has changed my entire life. I've lost 35 pounds off it. I use the Wolverine stack. I use the glow that makes your fucking face glow and look younger, bro. I mean, these peptides really work, bro. I don't know if you guys can tell, dog, but I'm ready for the runway, dog. You know what I mean? Give me some tantarans, dog. Fruit balloon, bro. Reach out to me Reach out to me right now, dog. You know what I mean? But for a limited time, get 25% off of all peptides with promo code SUMMER26. You know what I mean? The boy Vince, Ozempic Vince, man, has been a great friend and a great advocate for Hoodstocks in regards to just sponsorship. You know what I mean? So whether you're looking for the latest GLP-1, weight loss products, Reticuritide, I can never say that right, TRT options, skincare peptides like GHK-QU, anti-aging compounds, recovery products, and more, Blue Box Peptides has you covered. You know what I mean?
Salute to
Because
Vince.
they've had me covered. I've been the guinea pig for you guys, dog. Well, let me fix my hat, dog.
Look at him.
It's looking
You
like a
see it?
motherfucking. It's looking like a fucking 2002 motherfucking hip hop video with it like, to the side like that. You know what I mean? Boots with the fur. You know what I mean? Hey, Nelly, reach out to me too, dog. Anyways, fast shipping, quality products, and unbeatable customer service. I want you guys to visit BlueBoxPeptides.com and once again use Summer 26 for 25% off statewide. We're also sponsored by Always Gone. All right, this is a porta potty restroom rentals anywhere, anytime. You know what I mean? These porta potties are necessary if you're a non-union contractor, if you're a union contractor, if you're gonna have a quinceañera, you know what I mean? You don't want your tios and tias shitting in your toilet because they don't flush toilet paper because they're real Mexicans, dog, and they put it in the waste basket, dog.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Angel, is that? Did you grow up with that? Having a
Yes.
Yes.
No, of course, because our plumbing was terrible, and there is no way you're flushing that down. And then you go to other houses or, like
Do
the
you
military.
flush the first wipe and then everything else?
At
is
least
in
the first
toilet?
one, because that's the
Or no?
freshest one.
Bro, you couldn't, man. That plumbing was, come on, you've been there. The plumbing
Okay,
is so weak.
but you were raised in a household where they didn't flush toilet paper.
No, because the plumbing was so garbage.
In regards to the previous where they lived at previously, which is in Mexico.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they brought that culture of hygiene to the United States.
100%. But then the ones, like my family members who do have come up,
Yes.
they don't do that because they got good plumbing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you
They
do
could.
that to this day?
For baby wipes.
Baby wipes.
Like, we don't do baby wipes.
No, you can't unless they're flushable.
Yeah, and even the
Even then
flushable
you
ones.
can't.
Even the flushable ones, man. My boxing coach was like, "Yo, we were using the flushable ones, and that fucked our shit up." So,
Do you ever have the urge to throw it in a trash can?
All the time.
no, not anymore. I broke that.
Okay, good
If
for
it's
you.
if it's like, but the kids don't know that because they see us throw other stuff in there, so they're like, "Oh, everything goes in there." We're like, "No."
I believe at least the first wipe should
Yeah, because that's
go to
the.
the
That has
toilet.
the most poop in it.
Yeah.
But anyways, guys, I want you guys to go Always Gone. You know what I mean? Thank you guys for all that. And they have porta potty restroom rentals. You know what I mean? And you can follow them on Instagram at Always Gone OC, at Always Gone OC, or you can contact the homie right now, text message or phone call at 714-650-1956. Once again, the homie's number is 714-650-1956. And obviously, we're also sponsored by Pro Club. I want you guys to go to shopproclub.com. You know what I mean? They're the godfather of heavyweights. Everyone else after 1986 in the t-shirt business are sons and daughters of Pro Club. You know what I mean? They fathered these kids. You know what I mean? They fathered these companies. Pro Club is the OG, and it's only necessary and it's only right that we have them as a sponsor. So go to shopproclub.com. And we're also sponsored by La Bosita Snacks. You guys
Fire.
got some snacks over there.
Yes, we do.
Yes, you guys got. Look at Casey raised one of those bad boys up right there. La Bosita
Fire.
Snacks. So it's beef jerky. You know what I mean? Beef jerky
Really
is
good.
it's really good. I am a super big fan of beef jerky. You know what I mean? And what I like about this beef jerky right here, it's got the Taki babap on it, the powder on it, the different Taki powders they put on it. But this beef jerky is sliced very thin. It doesn't fuck your teeth up. If you have brittle teeth, you don't have to worry about this beef jerky. They sliced it so thin that it's almost like a chip, dog.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's almost like a chip, you know what I mean? So, and if you'd like to get yourself one of these La Bosita snacks, you can follow them on Instagram at La Bosita Snacks. Hit them up in the DM, and they're gonna holler at you, bro. They're gonna meet up with you like an offer up or something like that, you know?
For sure.
And also, too, if you meet up with them, asking them about they have boxes of steaks. This is just a little side thing, guys. They got boxes
seen
of
it.
steaks, dog. You know what I mean? I just cooked tomahawk steak. Some people said I did it wrong, but honestly, it came out delicious, bro. It came out so good, bro. It's so juicy and tender, and I like the crisp that I put around it. Honestly, I wouldn't change the way I cooked it because it came out absolutely fabulous. But obviously, people have their own recipes on cooking a tomahawk
For
steak,
sure.
which is a very expensive and
The
important.
tomahawk looked crazy.
Bro, did you see that post I put,
did.
bro? Oh man, and you guys can get this at La Bosita Snacks. This is a little side thing, you know what I mean? Because they have they got a store, you know what I mean? But they can bring you a box of different cuts of meats, And it's all you got to do is follow them on Instagram at La Bocita Snacks. Hit their DM. And matter of fact, they just sent me a website. Matter of fact, since I'm talking about this.
Everybody tap in with them, man.
Let me see.
Good people.
Yeah, good people. They pulled up. Let me see. Bianca. There goes Bianca. Bianca sent me
Cuckoo
something.
for Cocoa Puffs right now.
Oh, they sent it. They sent it to a different thing. But anyways, they have a website now, and I'll have the website for the next Tuesday night podcast. You know what I mean? But anyways, we're back with Angel Cortes, and so Angel.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, brother, for being patient with our advertisement right here. We have advertisers, but we don't have advertisers that pay us more than our monthly monetization check from YouTube. So they are never gonna. Respectfully, I'll say this, bro. None of our advertisers have the power to tell us what we should be talking about and what we should not be talking about. You know what I mean? Like with Pro Club, I have a contract with them. It's a lengthy contract that they wrote out with me. And at any time, if they feel like that what I'm talking about is not falling in line with what they're doing, they can cancel the contract. And I love that. You know what I mean? I love that.
Yeah.
Power to the company, power to the people, dog. If you feel like, you know what I mean, let's cut to the chase, bro. If I'm gonna be real and you're gonna be real, let me know what went wrong, dog, and bam, we can move forward respectfully. You know what I mean? Shake hands and keep it moving, bro. There's no sponsor on this podcast that pays us enough money, even though all the money that we get from the sponsors is great money.
Appreciate
and
them
very
100%.
appreciated.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But it's not enough money to ever put a muzzle on our face because Hoodstocks does exercise the freedom of speech. Yes. And it's not always correct, especially sometimes coming out my mouth in the past. I have put forward some rhetoric that has not been correct, and you know what I mean, and I had to catch myself and correct it because I always want to be, you know, I like to be on the right side of history these days, you know what I mean?
I think as men, bro, I think all of us have had our time to not be politically correct with what everybody else is thinking or feeling, but I think for the most part we try to correct it and make sure to, you know, be respectful to everybody.
Yeah.
You know what? I've pushed some certain lines, bro, that have been incorrect, and you know what? I'm one of the most apologetic podcast hosts in the space, bro. You know what I mean? Because when you're wrong, bro. When you fuck up, dog. Own up to it, dog.
That's so hard for people to do, though. That is so. I'm glad you do that because it's so hard for some people to admit, hey, you know what? I was wrong.
They got little dicks, bro.
I fucked up. Like
it's a little dick syndrome. If you can't admit you're wrong, you got a little dick.
100%, bro. 100%. Like, come on. Or the divorce rate in this country is fucking high, and I wonder how much of that divorce is based on each party being like, hey, you know what? I shouldn't have said what I said.
Can't take accountability,
Yeah.
right?
Like, bro, in front of my kids, I will apologize to my wife. You know, hey, we're getting dinner. Maybe I'm a little hangry, and I say something, and we press play, and then I pause, and I'm like, you know what, babe? I was hangry. I'm sorry. Because I want my daughters to see, like, hey, no man should treat you bad. And I want to see my son to see, like, hey, if you fuck up, you got to say, hey, I messed up. Right? So it's very important to me that my kids see both sides, like, hey, this is how you treat a woman. This is how you should and should not be treated. And I'm not perfect. I am not perfect. People see what I do on IG, and I think they get an idea, perception of what I think like I am, or how, oh, he must think like this, or he must feel like that. No, I feel like that poor little kid who wasn't shit, got picked last, got made fun of because I was the first one to be born here, so I didn't speak English. I wore the same clothes over and over, and if I did get new shoes, they were the fake Adidas that had like an extra stripe, and I'm still that kid.
Adidas.
The Payless.
Adios.
I just do cool shit, like, but I don't think like I'm that guy.
I love that you do that, bro. Yeah,
It's a big man to do that.
I want to say this real quick because when you were saying that, I didn't want to interrupt you while you were saying it, but I was just shaking my head like, yeah, man. So there's times that I'm a high-strung dude at times. You know, I'm very high strung. I'm very intense. I'm very just like I'm a dog. You know what I mean? And I'm always pushing forward. And there's no time sometimes to step backwards. You know what I mean? Because then the momentum is fucked up. You know. But I have to correct myself within my household because not everybody moves the way I move. You know, and sometimes when people ain't moving the way you're moving, you can potentially be hangry or be whatever the fuck you want to call it. So many times I said I would stop myself after maybe a potential, not a potential, maybe an outburst of rage and be like, you know, my loves, I'm sorry about that. That was wrong of me. You know what? I've had a heavy week. I ain't been sleeping right. You know, a lot of things are going on. I'm trying to take care of the house. Like, I'll break it down to my kids, bro, to my kids and just be like, I'm sorry. And that's not the way that I should be acting. That's not the way that anybody should be acting, regardless of what they're going through, you know? And
that's growth, though.
Bro, I do that.
Yeah,
and
I growth. I do it, too. I do it a lot. Even though I don't, you know, I don't want to feel like I'm breaking it down, bro. But for the household and my family, I don't mind
breaking it down.
Yeah, breaking it down.
Breaking it down.
Because that's how we feel, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we're used to different scenarios to where, like, yes, hey, you're breaking it down, but for the people you love and the people that care about you,
you should break it down.
You should break it down, and you should admit when you're wrong.
Yeah. But a lot of us weren't raised that way.
Yeah, of course.
No, we
not
weren't.
to cut you off, but we weren't raised that way,
Yeah.
and we got to break that. Like, bro, there's 6 of us, brothers and sisters, from 3 different ladies. I never saw my dad cry for a girl. I never saw my dad apologize. It was like, oh, we got issues. There's a problem. This is not working.
I'm out of here.
Bye.
Yeah.
And he never admitted that he was wrong or whatever. But you know what? I'll take the best of the situation. My fucking hard work, like my hard work ethic, like I got that for him. That motherfucker woke up and he was a baker. And he has to make the bread be ready before the construction workers go out to go work. So he's up early and he will work all day and get fucking drunk and still wake up and work, right? Didn't bitch, complain, he just fucking worked. So I got that from him, but like, bro, I never saw him apologize. I remember when I was 12 and he was drunk on Christmas and he wrapped his arm around me on the couch and he told me he loved me, that I felt so awkward. And I was like, I want to get out of this situation. I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
Tough
But
love.
like my kids, bro, people see online like, oh, I wake them up at 5 in the morning to go work out right before they go to school.
Yeah.
And they play the violin and they play the fucking saxophone and they're A+ students and all this and that. But even then I will stop it and I'll be like, hey, look guys, this is when everyone's happy. So they know that I'm serious and not just saying things to say it. And I'm like, look guys, right now you are far better than me than when I was your age. And I'm not talking about little. You see me who I am, and you think that's who I was. No, you surpass me by so much. I'm hard on you on sometimes because I want you to be better than me. Better than me. Yeah. And you're doing great. You're doing great. Like my kids, I was like, hey, you don't gotta go to work. I need A's. And guess what? If you try your hardest and you're like, Dad, the best I can do in this subject is a C, then I know you look at me, that was my hardest. Then that's your hardest. But guess what? Then we'll get you a tutor.
For that.
Then we'll get you a tutor. We will get you there. But you don't look at me and be like, oh, I tried, but you really didn't.
Yeah, you didn't care.
You didn't care. You did, and it's hard to implement that. Like, first of all, it's hard to get kids to eat their vegetables. Of course I'm gonna fight with them. Eat your vegetables. Now my 7-year-old, one of her favorite snacks is seaweed. Yeah. It's hard to get them to go work out. It's hard to get them to stay in school. But guess what? I'm a firm believer that kids learn more from what they see than what they hear. Yeah. And what have my kids seen? My kids have seen me go to college. They will be like, Dad, are we going to go trick-or-treating? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. But I'm trying to study for my biochemistry final. And then I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm not going to go. They go trick-or-treating a couple hours. They come back. Guess what? I'm still in the same spot that they last saw me, trying to grind my ass. And then if they're doing jiu-jitsu, I'm doing a private next on the other mats. And that, I think, has been implemented in them, which is why they work so hard. But at the same time, I fuck up. And I tell them, look, man, I shouldn't have yelled at you. Or you know what? If you need a break, tell me you need a break. I told my son, because now he's about to be a 9th grader, right? I'm like, AJ.
Wow. Important age.
Yes. I was like, AJ, you are at every man has these moments where if you go this way, you're going to live this life. If you're going to go this way, look, man, if you do something, I need you to talk to me like a man. And I've always talked to him. I've never talked to him like little kids. I've said things that I know they didn't understand, but they grew up hearing me say these things that now they're like, oh, I know what he's talking about. And I told my son, I was like, AJ, I've talked to you like a man, but I'm going to talk to you more like a man now, because guess what? You're not a kid anymore.
No, you got pubes now, bro.
Yeah. And I was like, so I'm going to talk to you more like a man. So you got to tell me things that you think I won't even agree with and I won't like. And I'm going to respect you more because you told me.
Yes.
Don't do or say things because you're worried about what I'm going to, give a thumbs up to.
Yeah.
My son is super creative. He is a wonderful kid, but he wasn't raised like me, so I think, he doesn't see the potential that he has, more on the physical and mental strength, and it's my job to get him there. But I'm trying to get him, like, you got to talk to me, you got to tell me. I've been there as a kid where, like, I didn't grow up fucking being a high school football star.
Yeah.
I was fucking terrible at physical stuff, and I got made fun of for sucking at things, and I know how that feels. But let me guide you, let me help you. But guess what? If you don't agree with what I'm saying, you got to tell me, and I'm going to respect you more for that, because now you're a young man.
Yeah,
I think you're 100% right, though. I think when people, when kids, you learn from your parents on what they do, good or bad. You're gonna learn what not to do when as an adult, Yeah. Because I've seen different things as a kid that I took away from, like, being in the household, that I do better now because I learned either this is what not to do, or I learned, hey, this is what I should be doing.
Give an example, Rick.
Make sure.
Give an example,
Nah,
because Rick was raised in a fucking Rick was raised in a hood house.
Yeah.
Like, Rick was raised in what they call nowadays like a trap house.
No,
respectfully.
100%.
You know what I mean? I say that. Back then,
Like,
they were called dope houses. You know what I mean? Rick's mom, which I know, rest in peace to Big Diane. You know what I mean? She was with the functions, and she was about that, that street life, the street hustle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's okay for me to say this, Rick.
I mean, we grew up like that, bro.
Yeah, and so Rick was raised in a household, bro, that was like, there's drug dealers and there's drug addicts, and there's individuals that are committing potential
it's
crimes.
all in between, bro.
All in between, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And so what is something that you took from that upbringing into what you're talking about right now?
I mean, I grew up more with my mom than anybody else, like, respects to my dad, my stepdad, and, everybody, with all of that. But
She was your ride or die, huh?
yeah, like, me and my mom grew up like more friends than mom and son and stuff like that. So, like, for me, I just, like, I can tell you, like, I don't hit women because, like, I grew up, like, seeing that, you know what I mean? And
You
for
seen your
me,
mom getting hit?
Yeah, I've watched my mom get hit before.
How did it
know
make
what
you
I mean?
feel?
Nah, it wasn't cool. Like, even back in the day, bro, like, I was small as shit. Like, I seen my mom get hit, I ran to the kitchen and got a knife and was gonna stab,
Whoever it was.
my one of my stepdads, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
got two stepdads, but it was just like, at the end of the day, it's I'm still a kid, you know what I mean? And this dude's a man, so like,
There's
growing
only so
up,
much you can do.
yeah, growing up, you learn that, like, that's not cool because that's something that you remember, So you learn how to treat people, and you know how to act, you know what I mean? So, like, for me, let's say somebody disrespects me on the street, I'm gonna do whatever it is. Man, woman, wheelchair, like whatever it is, I don't give a fuck.
So you're saying you'll smack a bitch then?
Oh, whatever. But my bitch at the house,
Yeah.
like I'm not with that.
Yeah.
Because I don't want
But any
like
other
my
female can
girl
get it.
to. Nah, I'm just saying, and I'm not trying to say it in a bad way.
Or a
I'm
funny
just
way.
saying
I
if
get
you're
it.
gonna hit me, like I'm gonna hit you back. You know what I mean? But at home, if you're gonna hit me, like I'd rather not be there no more.
Yeah.
Because there's no reason to be there, because most of us understand that we got more power than a woman, you know what I mean? So I don't want my woman to feel like she has to be scared of me or she's doing something because she's scared of me, you know? So I don't know, just like certain things, and just like the way I grew up, like most people around me know that you know, I mean, I've always been in different, like this time being out is my first time really having a job, you know what I mean? Like never had a job before, but I've always had money, so I've got it out the street, you know. But as you grow up, you learn, and that's why I was talking about growth earlier. I've learned that you know, some things you do, you're gonna have to be responsible for. So in one way or another, you're gonna be responsible for it, either being in jail or just dealing with different things. And I'd rather be here now. I missed a lot of times with my kids. Like growing up, I was gone for 16 years. So I got out. I went to jail. My kids were underage.
He was ahead of a federal indictment.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So I went to jail at 28, and I got out at like what 44, 45 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna be 49 next week.
Happy birthday.
But you know, at the end of the day, you can't take none of that back. But what you can do is learn from it.
Yeah.
And what I've been doing is trying to learn from it and be there for my kids now. Like I wish, like some of the times when I was in jail, like calling and hearing the bad things they went through, and it was just like
Can't do
like I
nothing
know if
about
I
it.
was there,
It wouldn't be
they
like
wouldn't
that.
go through that,
Yeah.
or I wouldn't let them go through that, or
Yeah.
it wouldn't be this for you guys right now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
So now that you have control of the narrative,
Yeah.
you got to be responsible with
I mean,
the narrative
I
of
work
life.
Local 300, bro, construction on the freeway. You know what I mean? That's not an easy job, and I'm in the laborers union, and I've been doing that for 4 years.
Look at that smack a bitch.
You know what I mean?
Casey.
Smack Casey.
That'd be the first- that'd be
Nah,
the-
but at the end of the day, bro, I'm just saying, like, growth and learning everything is, I think it takes time, and most of the time people tell us when we were younger, like, hey, don't do this, don't do that. But the majority of us got to learn for ourselves, and sometimes it's not always good because we got to learn the hard way.
Yeah.
You know. But so listening to your story and how you were able to like get past the gang stuff and like fight for the country instead of fighting for a block, you know,
Yeah.
like I salute you for that, bro.
Yeah.
Like it was good stuff, you know, and hearing you talking about like, you know, fighting for the people now and even like losing your career over the stance you took over things that you didn't feel was cool. I know that's not easy because it's still things that you got to deal with, your family got to deal with, everybody got to
Yeah,
deal
bro.
with.
Like he was fucking delivering for a dispensary, bro. He
Yeah.
was working in a fucking print shop, bro, folding T-shirts. Like,
Yeah.
bro, that has got to be super heavy on the self worth and just mental state. Period. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
100%, bro. Like, there was, when I was going through, I call it the storm, when you first get out of the military, trying to figure out who you are, what you're going to do next.
What direction life's taking, right?
I remember it was so bad that I was sleeping in the futon at my aunt's house. I wasn't talking to my wife anymore. I wasn't seeing my kids. And my wife, I consider her my best friend. I've known her since we were 7 years old. So I don't see her. I used to have a house. I used to be a sergeant. I remember being like, bro, you were a fucking ranger. You were a sergeant. You had a house. You had a family. Now you're asking for your aunt for $5 to put gas into the fucking tank to go to a job that you don't even like. And at the time I was also working at I used to say yogurt, but it's a acai because people don't know what the fuck acai is. It was an acai shop in Newport. And the kids would fucking yell at me because their bowl wasn't ready fast enough. I remember being like, bro, what the fuck are you doing with your life? So that in itself was a fucking struggle. And
what does it take to be an Army Ranger?
it takes, you have to pass the physical requirements, but I'm telling you, it is more mental than anything. Your body can do way more than you can. I remember being in pre-selection, right? Pre-RASP. There was about 250 of us. A lot of those guys would have gone to the NFL, but they didn't get drafted. A lot of the guys would have been in the Olympic team for wrestling, for whatever, but they didn't get picked. A lot of these guys were just, their grandpa was in the special operations, their dad was in the special operations, so they were already built ready for this.
So these are elite individuals.
Yes. And then I'm there and I'm like, bro, if I was a betting man, I would not bet on me. I don't look nothing like you. And then you start going through it and every day sucks. And everybody can kill a fucking workout, go home, sleep, rest. But it's, okay, do this. Okay, you think you're gonna break? No, now you do this. And then you do that. And then you do this. And then, okay, now you go to bed and you're gonna wake up and do it again. And little by little, that armor gets chipped on your mental strength. And next thing you know, you're seeing dudes who are like, what? I never would have guessed he quits. They raise their hand and they're like, I'm done. And next thing you know, one day at a time, right? Then it cuts 2 days, then a week, then a month. And next thing you know, you're at graduation and you're like, I couldn't help think, if I did this, what else could I do? And then I just kept going and I kept going. And people don't give themselves enough credit. I used to think that you're either built or you're not. No, now after years I've changed. I think if somebody is willing, they can be X. Not everybody, but I think more people. And it's almost like it's torture. You have to be like, hey, torture me until you think I am worthy, and it's crazy.
What is the job of an Army Ranger?
So you have a lot of special operation units. You have Navy SEALs, and right now Navy SEALs do a little good job of advertisement, right? So they're like the latest and greatest right now. You also have Green Berets, and then you have Army Rangers, and then you have combat controllers, you have SWIC, you have Navy EOD, and then
is that the pecking order in regards to the way you're lining that up?
They all do different jobs, and really you can get 10 Navy SEALs, 10 Army Rangers, and run through a shooting course, and maybe the SEALs will win one day, and then you get a different group of Rangers and Green Berets, and then the Rangers are gonna win. I've met some pieces of shit in every single special operations unit, and I've met some dudes where like, bro, that's why we have posters. You are the poster.
Yeah.
Right? Everyone has their own specific job, but really in the GWAT, the Global War on Terror in Iraq and Afghanistan, most people didn't really do their job. The Rangers did jump into a couple places. You jump into an airfield, you take it over. You need that airfield because you need to land more troops, right? Navy SEALs do a lot of obviously water stuff. Rangers don't, but they also don't get it twisted. In Iraq and Afghanistan, they weren't doing water stuff. They were going indirect, missions. Same with Green Berets, and then people know it as Delta, but or now it's like more called CAG. But you can, if you see like, in the 80s and 90s, you see the Delta movies, that's CAG. And then with SEAL Team 6, they got shows and I think video games. Everyone is good, but top of the top, people argue SEAL Team 6 or CAG, because and they're good, they're real good. To deny their greatness is you're lying to yourself. If you don't think they're that good, they're good.
What do you think about the war that we have going on in Iran right now?
I think social media is a great tool, and you can either use it to doom scroll, right, rot your brain, or you can use it to connect and share information. And now, because of people who are using it as a good tool, you're starting to see that maybe some of these wars aren't really fought for the right reason, and we're getting played. The American people are getting played. I've talked to a lot of people who are working on the civilian side and are actually still in. And I'll ask them, bro, because there's what you see on social media, and there's actually, hey, the best source is the person on the ground. And I'm like, bro, what is going on? They're like, there is no clear direction. And we're listening to a man that it looks like basically has a circle that are a bunch of yes men. And no one is willing to be like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? I think we have bigger issues, way bigger issues than that. Again, I can't help but think more old folks are making money, the youth is dying, and the being patriotic and the American dream is being played. And again, the poor will go first, right? So many of us go in from different neighborhoods, whether you're a gang member or not, low income communities, they're gonna go in. It's never someone rich daughter or son going in. I think we have bigger issues, way bigger issues, and they're playing us. They're playing us, and my heart is for the people who are in there, and they feel like this is what people need to understand. Again, we don't join and be like, let me go kill that baby over there. No, or let me get blood for oil. We go, hey man, this country has done something for me. I want to join. Hey, I don't know you. You came from Texas, Kentucky, New York, Florida, whatever. Hey, we're together. I'm gonna help you get back home. You're gonna help me get back home. And you build this bond that's so strong. And then once you have a mission presented to you, you're not thinking, I want to do it for fucking the old rich white folks that are getting rich. You're thinking, I want to do it for him. We're gonna get home. And there are politicians who are using that and making this play out.
Yeah. So you feel like there's no direct plan in regards to the war with Iran. A lot of people think that it's Israel pulling the United States strings like a puppet.
Yep. I think it's safe to say they have played a role, obviously through funding politicians. And if someone's funded me millions of dollars, then I'm probably going to say something that pleases the people who fund my campaigns. They've done this over and over. Does this mean that every Israeli is bad? No, but you can kind of tell that the government is more interested in what they want to happen or not happen. Like when I hear, hey, Israel's our greatest ally, again, not right, left, or whatever, I can't help but think like they're our greatest ally. When I was in Iraq and Afghanistan, I never saw them. I saw the South Koreans, I saw the British, I saw Romanians. I never fucking saw them. They weren't dying. There's no, so our greatest ally, and again, this is based off experience. And maybe there was a gang of Israelis in Iraq and Afghanistan. Please, somebody comment. Yeah, there was this unit and that unit and this unit. I don't think there was. So when people are saying our greatest ally, I'm like, I don't feel like that's true.
How does Israel have so much power in regards to loot, in regards to money, of being a country of what, like 3 million people or whatever the fuck it is?
Well, first,
and the United States has like 330 million people. Like, how would they have such leverage from such a powerhouse country?
Well, first of all, they have money from their own ways as a country making money. You also have a lot of people in the States who make money, who give it back to the country. And then you have A, B, and C within our government that gives them money. So if you're the U.S. and you're giving me money, and there's a politician that's going to go for office and he plays an important role, you give me the money, I give some of that money to him, be like, hey, I'm gonna run your campaign, and then either I say it out loud or I don't. Of hey, you better do things that benefit me. If not, I'm cutting those millions.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, there's enough videos that are kind of weird, like of their prime minister, fucking, what do they call him, Bibi or whatever, anyways, of him saying like, oh, Iran's gonna 2 weeks, they're gonna have a nuclear bomb, 6 months, and then it's year after year after year, and next thing you know, you're like, bro, you've been saying this for such a long time. And maybe, do they not like us? Yes, they financed and sent a bunch of stuff to dudes in Iraq and especially Iraq that killed American soldiers, yes. But at the same time, I would bet money that they're using us to do a lot of stuff for them. I don't. When they say our greatest ally, I can't feel that. And if somebody tell me I'm wrong, give me all the details of why they are our greatest ally. No, they're not. But money talks.
Did you watch the J.D. Vance and Joe Rogan podcast that just happened recently?
I didn't, because I felt like it was going to be a bunch of talk and we weren't going to get any answers. And why would we? Why would we? They've been playing the people. We have been fighting about immigration, about does a woman have the right to abort, gun laws. They have us fighting, and they know even if they fucking the files, they're never released all this stuff, and they said they were, and they had all the influencers saying we have the folders with all the names of all the of Jeffrey's clients, but nothing came out of it, and they fucked us in front on camera. They fucked us over, and we still were like, okay, we won't do anything. So why would I go watch it when he didn't say anything. He didn't say anything good, I bet. And he's a huge disappointment and he fooled me, because a small piece of me was like, hey, you know what? He's a service member. I think real change is gonna come. No, he played us. They don't give a fuck. They're the same bird, each wing. I truly don't think that either one really cares about the people. But the power is in the people. But the people is divided. The people are divided, and they have enough problems in front of them and enough things social media wise, whether it's bots or people purposely trying to divide us. We are not united. So why would he go on the podcast and tell us anything good?
Yeah, he basically, I watched the podcast. I watched it all. And he basically said that, hey, you know what? There's some things, I mean, sometimes you got to read in between lines of conversation, being the fact that, you know, he is who he is, the vice president of the United States. He basically said there's some things that I'm not really with, but at the end of the day, I am just an advisor. I am an advisor, and there's only so much that I can do, you know, in regards, because he said at the end of the day, the final decision comes from President Trump, and I can just advise. You know, I mean, I'm not a public speaker on what I feel. You know, I mean, I am an advisor to the President of the United States. You know, and he did say also too that, you know, he's not 100% on the team Israel. You know, and some people can correct me if they feel like I heard wrong. For sure, do so. You know. And because I was very skeptical in regards to listening to his interview, and I just feel like he's as transparent as he can be.
And that might be true, but over and over they have said things while they're running for office, and they don't do it. So yeah, maybe he's being honest, and maybe he's just saying that because, like, hey, we can tell the American people aren't for this. If we're gonna win the next election, you should probably start saying some of this, and then once you get elected, and if you do make it, it's back to business, baby.
Yeah, back to business. Yeah, we campaign for one thing, and then obviously we get to our initial narrative, our initial thought process, which benefits the benefactors, right?
Yeah.
You know, and I get it. It's a corrupt system, and he even admitted on the podcast with Joe Rogan saying that there's corruption involved. You know what I mean? It's a corrupt system, you know. I don't know. I mean, if we have the next election coming up, and we have we have a Marco Rubio, we have a J.D. Vance, we have a Newsom running for the president. I mean, who do we choose? You know.
I think what you fail to accomplish and you do accomplish on a daily basis has more an effect on your life than who is in the office. With that being said, that doesn't mean that they don't have any effect. They do. But at the same time, how many more years of this can we have?
Can we endure?
They're fucking us over and over, each fucking side. But we are so divided that we can't even be like, hey, enough is enough.
Yeah.
And what it takes is people to die and fight.
Unfortunately.
But time after time, like I tell my kids, hey, I know in history you read these books and you're thinking, oh, a long time ago there was this government or this empire or this emperor, and then the people fought and rebelled and stuff like that. You think that we're immune to this? Or, oh, Civil War happened, that was a long time ago. Or the draft happened, that was a long time ago. During World War II, they got drafted, and I'm pretty sure as years went by, Vietnam came up and people were like, oh, they're not going to do the draft. The draft was like World War II. And then they got drafted in Vietnam. And then you fast forward now. You don't think they're going to have a draft? What makes you think they won't have a draft? What makes you think if you see all these other countries have rebellions and civil war and all this and that, or be wiped out? Based on what I'm seeing, I don't feel like we're going to make another 250 years. 250 years ago, men picked up their rifles and they were like, we don't like this, enough is enough. Now, fast forward to today. Most men don't own firearms. And the ones that do, hey, to the people on the left, if you don't know what you don't know, guess what? They have a lot of guns, but they don't train. They do not train. They suck. I don't know how many times I talk to somebody like, oh yeah, I shoot a lot. I grew up shooting, all this and that. And then they would be more of a liability than an actual asset in a gunfight. Now, when I went to school to be a registered dietitian, it was about 40 to 50% of adults were overweight or obese. Now I'm going to go back into school. So 2016, 2026. Do you think that percentage has gone up or down?
Yeah.
The-
I mean,
it's gone up.
Yeah, it's gone up, but with peptides and all this other new phenomena,
We could change it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, including myself, have lost weight in regards to the obesity.
And I have hope there, because at the end of the day, I'm always going to be the cup is half full type of guy, always. But off the data, most men don't have firearms. The ones that do have firearms, they aren't even trained enough. A lot of dudes are overweight or obese. Our children are overweight or obese. Look up the amount of screen time per adults, kids, and teenagers. It's skyrocketed.
Yeah.
Look at the top 10 reasons why we die as Americans, and a lot of them are literally directed to what we consume. Like some of these diseases, you hear disease and you're like, oh, that's terrible, they got this disease. Yeah, you got that by how you treated your body. You know you can not have that by not treating your body that way. And it's hard to have these conversations, because I had to have a conversation with my dad and be like, hey, Dad, you told me you're about to have diabetes. And then if you have, I know there's, one is worse than the other, type 1, type 2. And I was like, and you drink a lot. Like, I don't want you to have like liver cancer. Like, and it's tough to have these conversations, but I had to have that tough conversation, because I'm like, man, I care about you. This isn't a knock on you. It's because I want you to be better.
I think when pivoting back to the FIFA World Cup soccer teams, I believe the team was Norway. And when they came to the U.S., they had boxes and boxes. Correct me if I'm wrong, anybody. It's one of these teams, which is this is a fact. I mean, it's on the news cycle. I don't know if it's a fact or not. You can't believe everything you hear. But they showed them shipping boxes and boxes of fish from their homeland to the United States, because what we have in our diet system out here is not what they have in their system out there.
100%.
Yeah.
2,000 pounds of their own food they brought.
2,000 pounds. So that is correct, right? I
Yeah.
did hear that right. I mean, I read that right, or listened to it right. And that's interesting, because so why do we have the greatest country in the world have so much ingredients that creates disease within our country, which kills the country, kills the army, our whole infrastructure that fights for this country? I mean, why are we not correct?
And I'll tell you why, because I went to school for this. As time has gone by, people have realized in the alcohol and tobacco industry, like, hey, we can make a lot of money by just selling them fat and salt and
sugar
and sugar, and let's do this. And then now we put money, we have a potato chip company or this company or that company, and we make it easy and we make it cheaper. So if you don't have a lot of money and you're like, hey, I can get all this stuff and it tastes good and it makes me feel good, or I can get this stuff. Vegetables don't taste good. I mean, I like them, But come on, let's be honest. A bag of hot Cheetos, cabbage,
Fire.
right? You have
Casey
bacon cheeseburger or just lean fish. Come on, it's just how the universe works. If you can get a six-pack eating donuts, then this universe would be upside down. But that's not how you get a six-pack. And they have infiltrated the system. They are feeding us little by little. They have put so much money that studies have been made that falsified information, because money talks. You may not sell your soul. I'm not gonna sell my soul, but other people will. And they're like, oh, you know what? The problem is fat. And then, hey, I want fat-free stuff. But in reality, it's the sugar.
Yeah.
As Americans, we overestimate the calories that we burn in our workouts, and we underestimate the calories that we consume. I remember when I was an Army Ranger, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start fighting while I'm active duty. Let me go to a registered dietitian because I gotta cut weight. There's no way I'm gonna fight at 165 pounders are fucking giant because they cut weight. Let me diet down correctly. And I remember when she gave me my meal plan, I literally told my wife, this isn't what the lady wrote out. And she was like, yes, you want me to weigh it out? And I was like, let me see what 4 ounces of chicken. And then I was like, that is 4 ounces. And then I realized off my plate, what I noticed is the majority of the plate was vegetables, a small portion of carbs, and a small portion of protein. I was eating too much carbs and I was eating too much protein. And as Americans, if we don't stop ourselves, like I went to school and remember how, you know, like somebody fucks up cutting a pizza and sometimes you have a small slice and you're like, oh, it's a mini slice. Back in the day, that was the slice. Mini muffins, what we call muffins, that used to be the real size of an actual muffin. Yeah. But they just got it bigger and bigger and bigger, and then now that this is a real size muffin.
Costco ones.
Yes.
Motherfuckers are huge.
They're good. Yeah, they're good, but guess what? That was never the size of a muffin, bro.
No, those are the gargantuan muffins.
Bro, and
they're delicious too, by the way. I mean, but you can easily cut that in half and be cool.
So that's how they go. That's how they get you, little by little.
What would the special force community, and I'll say special forces, or you know, as an umbrella of all the communities of law enforcement, everything like that. I may not have the right rhetoric, brother, and I apologize. But what would they call you? Because I'm sure there's a derogatory term to call you.
Oh, 100%. So first of all, I still have support and love from veteran special operation guys and active duty special operation guys. But what I've been called in the messages is traitor, is non-patriot, is a complainer, all types of stuff. So, and I would think the biggest thing that is a traitor. I would say a traitor. Like, some of you guys are so invested in your party that if somebody says something negative about your party, you take it as an insult and attack to you, to your being, to your core.
Bias.
When
automatically a traitor, right?
When we took an oath to the Constitution, to the people, not a party, not a man. So Sean Ryan's podcast, I was supposed to go on Sean Ryan's podcast. I don't think that's happening anymore.
I think he's got a great podcast, by the way.
People I fought with have been on that podcast. Yeah. People I have trained with have been on that podcast. Him and I talked.
Well, I've had Navy SEALs, bro, that kind of like went bad and ended up in special forces with France. I don't know what they call it. What do they call it again?
The French for a Legion.
The Legion.
Yes, sir.
They ended up. I've had Navy SEALs, bro, that have been, and they've, like, Sean Ryan won't fuck with them.
Yeah, so those people.
Are you getting put in that fucking, like, in that?
I'm shunned.
Box?
You're shunned, yeah,
I'm
that
shunned.
box, yeah.
Because first of all, let's be honest, some of it was a little bit of racism, not a lot. Some of it is the fact that
Sean Ryan is racist?
No. I'm saying like why I'm shunned from that community. First of all, some people didn't like me already because of how I looked, because I was brown, and then some, they didn't even care that I was brown. They're like, this dude's small, we don't fuck with him. Because I've been there where we're like going out to the bar, and then one of the guys is like, fuck yeah, we look good. And he goes, except somebody here. And he's like, because I'm small and I don't look as tall and jacked as them.
How tall are you?
5'6" on a good day.
Yeah.
Let's
All right.
go.
He said with Jordans on.
You know, I wanted to say this because you brought the small thing up earlier in the podcast, and I wanted to say this. Like, I'd rather fight a big dude than a small dude. Because if I get my ass whipped by the small dude,
He's a big dude. Fuck me up, huh?
you know, I can't justify that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I say all that to say this right here is I was watching my algorithm of Instagram, and they showed this big black dude.
I saw that video. I know what you're talking about.
Jacked up, right? He was and he was fighting this smaller dude. I don't know if the dude was Latino or if he was maybe half black or something like that,
Yeah.
you know? And the black dude could fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But and he was fucking just like mopping this dude at one point. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? The big black dude was mopping this point, which is like, all right, well, he's bigger than the dude. But
Yeah.
the little dude that was fighting him had a
Gained
skill
control.
set. He was obviously trained. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And he probably rolled some of them big punches. You know what I mean? When you roll a punch, you know what I mean? Which if you rewind it back and look at it, it's like, all right, he rolled some of the punches, or he got some solid hits. But to make a long story short, that little dude endured the big dude's violence for X amount of time, and he got up, bro, and he ended up knocking out that big dude, bro.
I saw that video. Fuck yeah, I
He
saw that
knew how
video.
to fight.
I
He
saw that
knew
video,
how to
bro.
fight, bro.
Yeah,
And he
bro.
knew how to take a punch. And if it's either rolling the punch or if it's just genetically, the brother is just he's tribal, he's savage, you know what I mean? The bloodline runs, the lineage is crazy, you know what I mean? Because some dudes can take a punch and some dudes can't take a punch, you know what I mean? But it'd be right. But so
Yeah.
that right there was just like, man, that it's inspiring.
Yeah.
It's inspiring. You know what I mean? I'm not the littlest or the tallest dude. I might be considered in between at 6 feet, you know what I mean? But I love seeing that, because it's inspiring. It inspires me, bro. Like, it doesn't matter how big or small you are. It's the dog in the fight. And if you got some training behind it,
Yes,
shit.
sir.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. I saw that video. And, to go back to what you were saying, I feel like I've been shunned from that community. Big podcast I was supposed to be on, they're not saying no, but they're just kind of just leaving me on red. And I took it as, all right, fine. You're not telling me no. I can take a hint. I'm not going to go on that.
Be like that. You got to read the room.
Yep. But then same on this side, like, bro, I'm not a Trumper. I don't hate fucking, what is going on right here. Like for example, I was at Taco Los Cholos with my buddy. And
It's in Orange County, right?
Yep. And I couldn't
Heard
help.
it's pretty bomb right
It's
there.
bomb. It is the best michis are in Tacos Los Cholos, hands down.
Let's go.
Hands down. And I remember I found myself covering my American flag tattoo because some people see that and they might think, oh, he's a Trumper, or you know what, he's a self-hating Mexican, because people, words and symbols have changed through time, the meaning, or had multiple meanings. People today fly this flag under the disguise of patriotism, but what it is racism. Not everyone, but some. So if someone's waving a Mexican flag, they'll be waved the American flag right in front of you. Some of them are just super patriotic and they love the country and they do love their origin, but they rather wave the American flag. But some of them wave it in front of you because they just fucking hate you. And because I've been there, I've seen it.
And I'm glad you brought that up, bro, because you brought that up earlier in regards to why one would represent the flag and why the other would not represent the flag. The American flag is kind of like your gang association in regards to the military. It's a brotherhood. You know what I mean? Just like you have a homie, Southside got the blue, Norteños got the red, Crips got the blue, Bloods got the red. It's a flag of what they represent, and not always are they gonna agree with the politics within that particular culture.
100%.
Right? And
Yes.
so that when it comes to military, that is your gang flag.
100%. When
And I hate to break it down like
yeah.
that, but
no, that's what it is.
Makes it easy for everybody to understand.
100%. Bro, this has nothing to do with the Republican Party. This has nothing to do with Donald Trump. Fuck no. This has to do with my boys who fought, right? And I've been thinking about this, about the American flag. Some of the people don't, they only wave the Mexican flag, and the other one, they feel like that's not my flag. And not all, but some people that do wave that flag have twisted it to the point to make you feel like that's not your flag. But we've been here since day one. The land that has been conquered either or gotten either through purchases or war, we have been there since day one. Mexicans, Latinos have fought in every single military conflict for this country. We have given so much to this country, and we to this day, we are as much part of that flag as them. That is our flag. But they wave it in front of us, and it makes you feel like that's not you. And it is. And I feel like more of us need to feel that way. Can you imagine if we do a protest or we do something and you got the Mexican flag and the American flag? What does those complainers on that side, what can they say? Oh, you should wave the American flag. Yeah, we do have it, bro. That's why when I purposely tattooed these on my hands, because there's people on the right that see my work and they're like, fuck yeah. And they hate to see the Mexican flag. They hate it because they're like, oh, no, you're one of us. Why are you doing that? And then same with the Mexican flag. There's people who are proud to be Mexican, proud to be this, proud to be that. But I'm like, bro, your mom and dad came here to this country for a better life. You're here, living here. Respect and love the Mexican flag, but this is also your country. And they're like, oh, I love what you do for the community, for the raza. And then they see this and they're like, oh shit, man. Well, most people that I see wave this flag don't like me, but you have this flag on your hand. So maybe I'm kind of hoping that each side is like, you know what, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe if people wave the Mexican flag, that doesn't mean they hate the American flag. And then also maybe if someone has the American flag, that doesn't mean that they're a self-hating Mexican and they don't like this.
I like it when I see the flag in protest that has the American and Mexican flag together.
That's good. I like it.
The way they do the split flag.
Yeah.
I like that, opposed to sometimes seeing individuals that are waving the Mexican flag right here, but they won't step foot in Mexico, bro. Maybe some of them. That's not for everybody, but they know how, no way would they want to be in Mexico to make a change, even though this once was Mexican land.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, we can be break it down to the nitty gritty of the pettiness, not pettiness, but just history, right? You know what I mean? But it's not Mexican land no more. You know what I mean? It's American land, you know? And I hate it when, I dislike it. I don't want to say hate, but I dislike it when I see people that are standing on this land, which is American land, once upon a time ago, Mexican soil, you know, that hate this country, but no way do they want to be deported or go back to Mexico to, who knows, maybe go to Mexico and uplift that country. You know what I mean?
100%.
Help make it better. You know, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like it kind of like, I don't have the correct answer to it, but it does boggle my mind a little, and it trips me out a little bit. Like, okay, you live here, you get all the benefits of this country. It's the greatest country in the world. Your family probably moved you here. They took the risk, the sacrifice to get you over here, you know, illegally. Sorry, it is what it is. You know what I mean? To give you a better life, and now here you are hating the opportunity that this country gives you, and hating at the same time the sacrifice your parents made to bring you over here.
100%. And if some of these people, I understand maybe you just don't get it now, lack of life experience, or you got fooled by this YouTube video or Instagram video or whatever. But I'm telling you, if you want real change, and if you want to see at the table or take over the table, both flags need to be flown. Because if both flags are flown, what can they say? Oh, how about you wave the American flag? Yeah, I do. Oh, how about you speak English? Yeah, I do. Hey, oh, how about you do something for this country? Yeah, I do.
Patriotic,
so what are you going to complain about?
They're going to find something else to complain about.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you can be like, but enough people, because
the culture is very bitter.
You won't convince everybody, but you will get people little by little. Like, for example, I remember somebody in my unit was like, hey, for a Mexican, you're not that bad. And then as time went by, his dad died, And then he was like, hey man, you know how I used to say for Mexican you're not bad? I wasn't joking. My dad taught me that every Mexican just comes and rapes this country, but you're the hardest worker I know. And I didn't change his mind with the 30-second video of something or a meme. I changed it by working hard every single day to making him think like maybe I'm wrong. Kind of like when I thought about, well, my grandma was saying, you better marry somebody 100% Mexican and Catholic. And then I'm seeing people, my wife, and I'm like, she's an amazing person. Maybe my grandma's wrong. And it's hard to go against something that you were raised.
Yeah.
And then same as a veteran. I remember going to college and there was a kid who after a government class, well, he shook my hand. He's like, hey man, it was a pleasure to have you in the class. And he goes, to be honest, when you first introduced yourself, I immediately didn't like you and I blocked you out. But we had good discussions and you based everything that you said off experience. And I like that. And then so I was like shocked and like shook his hand. I was like, I didn't even know you didn't like me. But how did I change that guy's opinion about a veteran? A whole semester of working hard, and when we would have debates that the professor wanted us to have, I based it off experience. And how are we gonna have a shift, a change? It's not gonna be overnight, and it's not gonna be easy. But we gotta have to start setting the example, and we still have to start policing ourselves. Not policing like I meant in the military term, as in like, hey man, you're fucking up. We gotta do better. Yeah. I'm not saying people out there gotta be a special operations fucking ranger. No, what I'm saying is we police our household, and then our community, our friends, and then next thing you know, we have leveled up. The time has changed. We can't go back.
Well, the way this community polices each other right now is a comment that I just seen right now, and it said that's Lucky's Jewish side speaking right now, which I'm half Ashkenazi Jew and half Mexican for the 1000th time. You know what I mean? And the way people police nowadays is by belittling. They want to belittle you. They don't want to uplift you. And this is just me standing on an open-minded platform or frame of mind, you know, yeah. and looking at both sides of the fence. People don't want to look at both sides of the fence, you know. They want to right away go to belittling someone. And so the ignorance within the community, you know, unfortunately it runs very, very thick.
It's high.
It's high. The ignorance is high, bro. And it's just due to closed minds, bro.
100%, and I don't blame them. I get it. There may be a lot of reasons or things that happen to you, or maybe that I have done or said that represent something that you don't like, and immediately you want to shut me off. But what I'm saying comes from a good place in my heart, and I want change.
And that's how I ever speak, from my heart, bro. And
yeah.
Sometimes the heart can be corrected, you know what I mean, in regards to a thought. You know what I mean? But it's just a thought. It's not something that I 100% stand on. This is a platform where we can freely speak and be corrected in real time, or have a thought spoken from our heart change, you know what I mean? But not everybody is made like that, which we spoke on earlier in regards to being apologetic or being accountable and being able to say, hey, you know what? You know, I was wrong. You know what I mean?
100%. And which is why I'm doing the work. I'm one person. I don't want to be the leader. I think it's gonna take multiple of us, and and as time will go, people will rise and rise within the community, and we got to work as a team. If you have a good following and you're doing advocate work, don't see me as competition or a threat, and I'm not gonna belittle you for experience or that. I don't look at somebody and I don't think I'm better than you. I think, what can I learn from you? Right? Because yes, I know all this stuff and have all the experience, but guess what? You know about cars? I'm gonna shut up. Teach me, because I don't know anything about fucking cars. You're a handyman. You know how to dance, bro. I am learning to dance because I love to dance with my wife. Show me some moves.
Everybody has something to offer.
100%.
And that's why I jumped out of politics, bro, because I understood that wasn't my fucking forte. That wasn't a space that I should be speaking on, being the fact that I lived a criminal life most of my life, you know what I mean? And how am I all of a sudden going to be pushing certain narratives in regards to politics. I don't know about that. It's like fixing a car. I don't know how to rebuild a fucking engine, so why the fuck am I, just because I watched some YouTube videos, think I'm going to start talking about like I know how to rebuild a fucking engine? I don't, dog. Let's leave it to the professionals. And I have taken a big adjustment within this podcast, bro, of stepping back and speaking on any politics because I don't know. Mm-hmm. We hear what we hear and we feel what we feel, but just because we hear what we hear from one outlet and it makes us feel the way we feel, doesn't necessarily mean that it gives us a pathway of speaking on our legitimate way, because that outlet could be it can be false, you know. It can be false information. It can be leading us off to deportation, so on and so forth, which we've seen in recent times, you know.
Yeah.
And I've really had to just you know, put the fucking everything to the side, apologize to the community on stances that I've taken, and I've 100%. I don't talk politics no more, brother. I mean, this is the much of politics that I've talked about in a long time, if we are tiptoeing the line of politics.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like to talk about politics either. My biggest thing is I talk about experience. If you be like, hey, what do you think about the terrorists? What do you think about this? Bro, that's not my world. I don't know. I do know what's going on. And our community is being hurt. I think a lot of us watch the World Cup and we're rooting for Mexico. And maybe, to be honest, we didn't really care before about soccer. But what it is that this community needed a win. And every time Mexico won, we felt good because we've been hurt as a community. And and some of the stuff we are guilty for, but we are not guilty for all this other stuff. We are being the thing that's being used to keep dividing the country, to keep all this stuff going on, and the individuals. And I'm gonna try to be more tactful of how I say it. I don't post or make videos about what's going on with ICE. I said it the first time and I wasn't so nice, but now time has passed and I have to say, I see the quality or lack of quality of people on the streets. I see them out of shape. I see them, the ones that are in shape, the ones who are jacked. Guess what? You're not fooling anybody. I know better. You have zero to no conditioning. Your gear looks super clean. You think you look cool in your Vans and your street clothes and you're covering your face. And you have this tactical gear, and then some of it is multicam. Multicam doesn't even blend in the streets. So I don't even know what you're doing. If I was surfing, or I said I was surfing, but I'm not really a surfer, and you see me with surfing clothes, and you see me with the surfboard, and I want to live that life, but I don't really live that life, what would you call me?
Yeah.
A poser. Right. Probably, right?
Yeah.
How do you think I feel when I see dudes all tacticaled out? Their setup looks garbage. It looks like they've never trained. It looks clean. I'm like, bro, you want to be an operator. I know you do.
What do you think of the Brown Berets?
The ones in San Diego?
Across the land.
I have never had any run-ins with them except one time at a tribal event, and I saw them. I mean,
you're talking about a particular dress up, which they kind of they try to be uniformed in a military sense, bro. But
but I'm talking about the people who are affecting our communities.
I feel you. Go ahead, bro.
They
I'm sorry.
Want to be an operator. They want to be a gunfighter. They want to be what we see in the movies, on documentaries. They want to be all this at the price of our community health and mental strength and capability and our foundation of that we have. And they're trying to break it. And some of them are doing it because they think it's patriotic. Some of them are doing it because they don't like brown people, and this is their way of getting rid of us under the illusion of the law is the law. I see them. And what I said in the past, you have proven me. It is right. The organization and everything. Not everybody. I understand there's some people who want to do good work and they want to go after bad guys and all this and that. But going after the gardener, going after the grandpa, all this and that.
Yeah, that fucked me
You're
up,
going
bro.
to pay. Mark my words. You're talking to someone who was in the military and have had friends kill themselves, and has known people who I went to military schools or basic training or airborne school or ranger school kill themselves because they have done things that they thought they were going to be ready for, and they thought it was the right thing to do, and they fucking smoked themselves, and if they didn't, they fell into drugs, into alcoholism. They have an anger issue. They yell at their kids. They beat their wife. They're getting a divorce, and it's gonna happen to them.
I mean, I think who knows, bro, if it's gonna happen or not. I mean, and I'll give you a little pushback on this because it seems like a lot of these ICE agents that were hired was potentially people that wanted to be in law enforcement. They couldn't cut it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was secure mall cops. You know what I mean? It was dudes that always walked the walk and talked the talk and could never get to that level of Army, Ranger, Navy SEAL, so on and so forth. You know what I mean? And so all of a sudden, an easy job of authority within this country came the ICE agent.
Yeah.
You know, and so a lot of these dudes can be just really, I believe a lot of these dudes are just really just soulless individuals, you know what I mean? They fuck it, you know what I mean? They at the bottom of the barrel, and I'm gonna take what I can take, like a catfish on the bottom of the fucking lake, you know what I mean? They're gonna get whatever scraps they can get, you know what I mean? So these are the catfish of the military infrastructure that not even real military people respect. They don't respect no ICE agent.
A lot of us veterans don't respect their setups because we then get connected to them. And it's like, nah, man, like, you're not doing it right. There's better ways to do this.
Yeah.
And if you really want to go after the bad guys, the bad, you know what it takes? You know about bad guys, real bad guys? They don't go easy. So, okay, do I go after the bad guys or do I go after
A fucking gardener.
easy pickings?
Yeah. It makes them fucking build their ego up, build their self-worth up. I'm a real man now. No,
Yeah.
bro, you got a little fucking dick, bro.
I couldn't agree more. And it kills me because I want this country to be secure, to be protected, and the gardener isn't the problem.
No.
For example, and I've said this multiple times, and Americans have a short memory span,
Yeah.
right? We are still doing it, but we've been fucking up the Middle East for a long time. You think 9/11 was a long time ago? You think it's over? You think they forgot about us? You think we pulled out of Iraq and Afghanistan and then they were like, oh, cool, you're leaving, I'll forget about you. Who cares that you smoked my parents and my uncles and my grandpa and my cousins and brothers?
New terrorists in the making.
The biggest issue and my concern when it comes to locking down the borders is them, not fucking the gardener.
No.
Bro, I get it. I get what you want. You want this country to be safe, and you've been
Focusing
sold
on
the
the wrong
illusion
people.
that the gardener is the wrong person.
Yeah, he's a rapist.
But man,
Yeah.
if you think they're the problem, I hate to say it, but like, we're overdue for an attack. People think 9/11 happened and it won't happen. Those people are looking for their next 9/11.
Yeah, their kids have grown.
You don't believe me? Listen to Sean Ryan's podcast and listen specifically to the I forget her name, but she's a former CIA agent, and she's been like ringing the bell, like, hey, this and this is going on. We gotta pay attention, right? But no, fucking my president told me that the gardener is the problem, and he is the reason why my life sucks. So fuck him.
Yeah. I want everybody to give it up for Angel Cortes, man. Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you, doggy. Thank you so much. Anything that, how can people support you? Any last, sentiments before we end this podcast right here, brother?
I started my own training company. I want to train, I want to advise as well and consult on making music videos, photo shoots, and then just your own personal security and your security guards much better. My job is not to go online and tell people this guy sucks or this person is not that good or whatever. I sucked at everything I started doing. Let my experience come into this community. You may not like me for A, B, and C, but I am trying to better the community.
Bless you.
I don't need pictures with you. I don't need videos. I just need to do my job. I don't care about likes. I don't care about followers. None of that. I want to better this community. So reach out to me on Instagram if I can. If you need any training on anything, consulting. If I can help you in any way. Let my experience help you in some way. If you want me to talk at some school, I'll go for free. If you need me to talk in any academy or some church to some kids or whatever, I will go there. I only charge the millionaires. I did some public speaking. I went to Canada. I charge them because they're millionaires. Yeah. But if it's some school, I spoke at a school in Pomona recently, or not so recently, but the last school I spoke, it was in Pomona. Let me go help. Again, I am not a threat to anybody, competition. I don't want to be number one or anything. I just want to help. So reach out. And again, thank you so much for allowing me once again to be here when I've been on other platforms and have decided not to drop the podcast.
We do it live, so we ain't got no choice. We got no choice. I mean, if you're, whatever, bro. You know what I mean? Like shit. This is Hood Stocks. You know what I mean? This is a platform for the community. If you're law enforcement, if you're special forces, I mean, we haven't had no law enforcement, but you're damn near close to law enforcement that we've had on here. And we respect it and we love it, you know what I mean? And good law enforcement is good for our community. Yes. You know what I mean? I'm not opposed to law enforcement. I'm opposed, which we all are, to just corrupt anything. Corrupt anything, you know what I mean? Corrupt gang member, corrupt law enforcement. I mean, it's not good for the community. So whatever is good for this community, it's good for Hood Stocks, man.
Yes,
Casey
sir.
loves it. I love it. Looney loves it. You love it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. It's just good, bro. You know what I mean? So thank you so much again, brother.
Thank you.
You are you a G. Thank you for your service. I mean, yeah, brother. I mean, when we have a conversation with you, it's always inspiring and it's very fruitful, and I always drive home from this being like, yeah, we did something good today. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
It feels good when you can drive home from the Hood Stocks podcast and be like, yeah, we did that right. You know what I mean? And that was good for the community. Sometimes I drive home and I'm just like, damn, man. You know what I mean? That shit just like, nothing is ever perfect. You know what I mean? But keep being you, man. Keep doing you. And we appreciate you. You stood on you stood on business, you know what I mean? When a lot of people let the business stand on them.
Yeah.
The business stand on them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just made that up on the fly right now, but it's real shit, dog. Don't let the business stand on you. You stand on the business, you know what I mean? And when you stand on business, you stand where your heart stands.
Yes, sir.
And I love the American flag and I love the Mexican flag. I like your tattoos. Your tattoos are amazing, bro. You got a new tattoo up there, it look like?
I got the tribal.
Yeah, what's that tribal right there? I was looking at it.
I got the blessing from Bobby Tribal, and actually he tattooed a little bit of the T's, and so did his son.
Yeah.
And Tribal's been good to me.
And that's the brand, right?
Yep.
Okay.
They're based in San Diego. If people don't know about them, I promise you have seen their logo. So many famous rappers, art shows, lowrider shows. You've seen the logo, whether you knew it or not.
And once again, how can people contact you for anything? You know what I mean? And I like what you're doing in regards to jumping into the entertainment business, because there is a lot of special forces that are in the entertainment business, if it's movies or music videos, that is showing individuals the correct way of how to move, or so on and so forth. I like the way you're jumping into that, bro. You're going to be a great asset to that community. You know what I mean? Hopefully we can get a good governor in the state of California soon, you know what I mean, to build up Hollywood again, because that creates a lot of great jobs for the community. But right now people are just going to other countries and other states to run Hollywood. Hollywood doesn't exist. It's a ghost town now. You know what I mean? Why? Because I don't want to talk too much about politics, but from outside looking in, our governor sucks balls, bro. You know what I mean? But he does do good with the advocacy in regards to lifers getting out the penitentiary. So, damn, sometimes I'm stuck on the fence with this dude, dog. You know what I mean? It sucks, dog. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. You're always going to be on the fence with politics.
It's actually fucked because the studios don't want to pay union fees to have union workers.
And you know about that, too.
In LA, so it's actually not a governor thing. The governor thing's giving a tax break to the corporation that already has trillions of dollars.
So it's not a governor thing?
No.
Okay,
it's the keeping the money at the top of the business, not spending. If you can spend less on labor, which is human workforce, in Iowa, let's go to Iowa because LA we have to pay union wages, and we don't want to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, Brian James was talking about all the writers had left to other states because Hollywood was busting up, breaking up, and heading in all different directions, you know. So remember when you brought Brian James on the show?
Yeah, that's a homie.
He spoke about that, all the writers leaving LA and going somewhere else.
But also everybody is now a writer and a creator and can make movies. So
AI.
that also democratized everything. Well, the phone and YouTube and social media and all that, now it's views are divided between a million platforms.
And so, so scripts are being made through AI right now, where it's just deleting the writers now. Because I did something the other night, like at 2:00 in the morning, and I've been wanting to write a kid's book. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So I said, let me push this through AI. You know,
Yeah.
and please, guys, when I release this book, don't think, oh, remember Lucky said he did it through AI. But I just wanted to kind of like, I wanted to challenge the platform of ChatGPT in regards to if what I'm hearing is true. That ChatGPT can write a whole movie script. And so I said, ChatGPT, I want to write a book about this, and I want the outcome of the book to be a positive thing, teaching kids this, that, and the other. Right? I don't want to say all the specifics of my book. And so ChatGPT gave me an entire storyline of the short book, kid's book. And then they said also too, Luck, I mean, they didn't say Luck, but I heard Luck. And they said also too, if you want to put this in a video format, this is how you will put it in a video format.
Damn.
So how can writers nowadays not...
Then you subscribe to another AI and it could just make the videos for you, like the scenes, essentially.
Bro, so like, man, we're just like, we're really just like, this AI shit isn't cool, dog. It's not
cool because it helps people without like a lot of resources like create your idea.
It's cool, bro, but it's not cool for the artist. Like right now, like I still pay a legit digital graphic guy to do my thumbnails and everything else, and he probably uses a little bit of AI, but I could really delete him and use AI solely. But I think what he does is he uses a little bit of AI and then he puts a script on it, which is actually from his, his computer, what he does, But it's really erasing a lot of jobs, man. It's going to continue erasing a lot of jobs, you know what I mean?
100%.
But it's like super basic jobs though. It's like, filing fucking paperwork all day. Like nobody wants to do that shit.
Graphic designing, bro. Like you don't like you.
It helps assist though.
Once upon a time ago, you can pay a dude to make you an album cover a lot of money, but now you don't need that dude. You know what I mean? So that dude is out of work. You can go to AI and say, hey, I need a cover that looks like this. Like I've made some
fire.
It's dope, but at the same time, it sucks for the person that's in that genre of feeding his family. You know? Anyways, bro, we are in real time are just space age shit, dog.
Yeah, we didn't even touch that. AI, drone, technology, robots.
We're gonna touch that next time, bro.
What the world's gonna look like.
Yeah, we'll touch that next time. Let's get you back soon. But everybody give it up for Angel Cortes.
Right.
We're out of here.